begathon where tip me and do this and do that. We're not doing that. It's business as usual here on DSB Gaming. We play games, we have fun. If you guys like it, you support it. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. And losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. A full podcast booked, full gameplay streams booked. Everything's booked. Everything's booked. Can't do anything crazy. And I don't even have enough to buy groceries. It sucks. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. And losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing.
If you or someone you know has used Refreshies eye drops in the last 2 years, you may be eligible for a class action lawsuit.
I put eye drops in so my eyes are fine, but now my face is itching. So I don't know what I should do, if I should go take a medicine or not. I'm debating. My sinuses are unloading down my face. My eyes are so super watery and crying at full speed. You know what I'm saying? I'm coughing because I can't breathe. Like, wait a minute. Oh, my eyes are watering. My face is like pink. Oh.
Call Misery and Misfortune, attorneys at law, now to receive compensation.
I must forewarn you about eye drop use. My mom is an optometrist. My whole life she warned me against using eye drops, ones containing carbon-sodium. In the short term, it relieves dry eyes. Over time, your eyes dry out more frequently when you're not using it. Prolonged use damages your eyes. A lot of eye drop brands are facing a big lawsuit over this. This does it. This has glycerin and it has what you're saying. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Call Misery and Misfortune, attorneys at law now.
I was saying my eyes, right? So here's what happened. I've already put eye drops on my eyes and immediately like, what the fuck? What the hell? Dude, my eyes start watering, my nose starts running, and my blood pressure goes up, I'm sweating. I was like, what the fuck?
You or someone you love may be entitled to a cash payment.
Drop the eye drops and call Misery and Misfortune, attorneys at law now for your free consultation. Don't let Refreshies ruin your vision of the future.
Call now.
One of the things I don't like talking about is medical issues. All right? I have a lot of them. Basically, I was gifted a body that has a lot of shortcomings, okay? I don't like to talk about it. I don't want to tell you about all the doctor visits and all the money that I spend on medical shit. It's not worth it. It's a waste of everyone's time, and it's neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with what I do on my stream. But this is just one of the ongoing things that I've had my whole life that I've had to deal with, okay? Now, so here's what happened over the last year. And my back hurts. It creaks like a hinge. I calm my nerves with a drinking binge, dry skin, cracked, bleeding, and oozing. It's not my fault, lifestyle. I'm choosing greasy skin, smelly demeanor every day. I look more like the B-movie creature. I can't say I don't have 2020. Other kids at school said my head is shaved. Funny. I flare up with persistent gout. Never mind the food we ordered out. My ears throb. Constant infections. Acne doesn't help. My bluish complexion. Don't receive physical activity, no exercise, in a state of captivity. I can't sleep. It's a constant affliction. One more pull for my gambling addiction. My throat's sore from post-nasal drip. I get stressed out when I don't tip. Allergies. Slowly thinning hair. I sneeze and I snort. I sway in my chair. Carpal tunnel has my wrist been bind. Depression is still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. My input job, reflexes, delayed, playing the lag, not the moves I made. Give me a pill. I'm Kart excited for the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm Kart excited for the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm Kart excited for the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm Kart excited for the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective
Shadow Wizard Buddy Gang. We love casting spells.
Hello, and thank you all for showing up as always to the Saturday morning Atlas style DSP stream. It means the world to me. It really does. I appreciate you all for being here. It's very, very cool of you. Obviously, this week we played Mario Kart, okay, and we talked shit about Kino Casino, and we begged a lot. Those are the things that we did. But before we get into any of that, of course, we have to do the Atlas style segment, which is now a regular opening bit that I don't mind doing. You guys ask questions, I like to answer them. Q&A. So this week I watched Late Night with the Devil. Okay, it's a film. It's like a horror style film, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's scary, but it's a pretty good film. If you haven't seen it, it's very short. I had a picture of it, but now I can't find it. So huge L for all of you, I guess. And then also I started watching True Detective. I'm currently on the 3rd episode of the 1st season. It's pretty good. Why did nobody put me on? Okay. Pretty fucked up, actually. Then nobody told me True Detective was super good. And my vegetables, I pulled more green peppers and more tomatoes yesterday, and we made fried green tomatoes as part of dinner. And I also ate a green pepper, just straight up, and it was pretty good. I have no pictures of any of these things, ill-prepared style. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't happy with the first thumbnail I made, so I had to make a new one, and that's where all my time went. But I think that's it for the Atlas style segments. It's been a shit week, Loki, not gonna lie. And I'm ready to talk about the guy. And we've got a lot of Mario Kart to talk about. I know you're all very excited to talk about all of the fun driving, okay? And I'm being reminded right now that I have forgotten to give my moment of silence for Hulk Hogan. I can't believe I'm disrespecting the Hulkster like that, the Hulkamaniac, brother. Okay, so let's give I guess a moment of silence for the big HH in the sky now. Big ups, Hulk Hogan. All right, we're gonna move on from that, and it might come up. It's gonna come up in one of the clips that I have for you today. So we'll get there. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna forget.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort.
Hogan.
And I know this is very stop and go here, but big ups Robert Williams for the 17 months during the pre-stream music, dude. Thank you for the 17 months. And you say 17 months of being a no-load loser. May your ups be big this weekend. Well, I appreciate you praying for my ups. Thank you for the 17 months, you fucking loser. Big ups Robert Williams. And Infamous KS for the 2 months. Thank you, Infamous, with no message. Very cool.
Snort.
I got the drip. Go. Before we get to that, I just want to say yesterday, we faltered a little bit. We fumbled and stumbled. We didn't hit any support goals yesterday.
Damn.
Now listen, that's not the
right
end
off
of the world
the bat. We're fucking fumbling and stumbling the support goals, guys. Come on.
at all. And I want you to understand that with the amount of support that I've been getting recently, those first 2 days of this week were outstanding. We were hitting like double goals multiple times. I'm not upset in any way. Okay. But
not upset, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Obviously, I'm going to continue to bring it up, but I'm not upset. I'm not worried about it, you guys. I'm just going to make it the topic of conversation, of course.
Obviously, I want to get back on track today. I think that yesterday it was really the game selection. You had GTA 4, which people are liking, but we've now played about 20 hours of 15. It's between 15 and 20 hours of it. And let's face it, I've played the game twice before for YouTube.
Right.
So it's not as exciting as the first two playthroughs. There is some nostalgia factor, and the fact that I'm using mods does spruce it up a bit, makes it feel a little bit fresh and new. But I think kind of the gimmick of me playing GTA 4 has already worn out. It is what it is. If you want to know the truth, I think the same thing happened when I played it 6 years ago. Like, I'm starting to remember in my head, and I'm like, I think that's exactly what happened last time. Like, at first, people were hyped and excited, and streams were doing good, and then it kind of, slowed down about halfway through.
Isn't it always weird? If it's not his fault, of course, it would be weird. Isn't it always weird how the game inevitably just peters out and he can't keep interest regardless of what the game is? Every single thing that he does is some short-lived, gimmick, exactly. Everything is this weird gimmick that only lasts for a brief amount of time before he has to pivot into something else. It's almost like all of the interest in the things that DSP does is sure like curiosity rather than an actual genuine interest in seeing him have a good time.
That looks like exactly what's
very, very
happening
odd
now.
that it's never his fault, by the way.
Because of that, all right, basically what we're going to do is we're going to move GTA 4 from daytime streams to night streams, okay?
And that's basically a death sentence. I don't know that there's a worse fate. Well, I guess there is. There's really not many worse fates than going to the night stream. That's where all good games, or rather all just games, go to die for the guy. The night stream is far less populated, way lower attendance, hits the goals less frequently, unless it's American Truck Simulator for some reason.
It's not the end of the world. It's not, oh no, the playthrough now is ending or I'm quitting the game. I really like the game. To be honest, the amount of effort...
All games go to the night stream to get turboed through and forgotten, right off the assembly line. This is when you hire the third shift specifically to do all of the jobs nobody else wants to do.
That was put into getting it to work with mods. If you remember, it wasn't easy. We were having issues getting it to work. I'm not just going to stop playing the game, but I can't have it be the main featured stream of the day if people aren't going to be as interested in it. It's weird because at first they were. Like, we were getting great attendance and support, and now it's kind of faltered. So we're going to turn that into a night stream, and it's absolutely perfect right now because we're not doing Mario Kart on night streams anymore. So we're going to have some free time at night to put a game like that, and probably what I'll do is play it like twice a week on night.
What does that mean, to put a game like that? A game that isn't doing well? Is that specifically what he means in this instance? I'm confused, I guess. Why... What else could he mean? Those games are so drastically different from each other. I'm not... Whatever.
Streams. So
Thank you, good old Mitty, for the 12 months, a full fucking year. Thank you, thank you. Saying rest in peace, Ozzy, dude. Hate trolls, hate sickos, love tactical soap. Enough said. Big ups, Atlas. Well, big ups to you, brother. Yes, rest in peace, Ozzy, as well. I can't believe Trisha Paytas killed Ozzy Osbourne to name her baby Aquaman. That's really, honestly, kind of crazy, but she did it anyway.
We'll get about 2 to 2.5 hours of gameplay in every time we play it. Probably by, you know, maybe mid-August we'll wrap it up. But just so everyone knows, I made this abundantly clear yesterday, we're not going to do the DLCs. You know, people are like, are you going to play the Lost and Damned? Are you going to play the Ballad of Gay Tony? No. If people were showing up and engaging and supporting with the game, then I would be like, why not? Let's keep that rolling. But already, halfway into the main campaign of the game, people are not showing up anymore. So why am I then going to say, let's also commit to the DLCs? Listen, I know...
An actual good take from DSP, I guess. I have to give him the credit here. At least he's not wasting his audience's time by playing a DLC for a game they're already not interested in. Now, I do have to say that the Ballad of Gay Tony is a fantastic DLC that absolutely deserves to be played, but not by the guy, I guess, because they're already not interested in the main campaign of Nico fucking Bellic in GTA 4.
The DLCs.
Come on now. Put some respect on the name.
I would love to play them. In fact, I've only played them once, I think. Yeah. You know, again, it's all cause and effect. It's direct results. If people had kept showing up and engaging and supporting with GTA 4, I would have done the DLCs. I actually wanted to do them. I have them. I do. I have them in this version of the game that I bought on PC. But what can you do?
What can you do? Except be interesting and actually, like, make people want to watch the content so that you can play the games you want. But that's pretty much out of the question for the guy. We're entirely beholden to this fickle audience that we have that has the memory of a goldfish, or the attention span of a goldfish, rather. And thank you, Incorrect Beans, for the 4 months, saying, look, Mom, I'm on an Atlas stream. Well, if we could all be so lucky. Thank you, Incorrect Beans, for the 4 months. I appreciate it.
Now, I will say this as well. All right? I will say this as well. If GTA 4 starts doing well on night streams, if people show up and engage and support with it, and on the night streams, there's a desire where people are like, can you bring this back to a daytime stream? Can we still do the DLCs, you know, even though that one stream it went wrong? I would consider it. But we got to see how it does as a night stream. If people show up and support it on night streams, maybe I'll bring it back to a daytime slot, and then I'll commit to doing the DLCs.
And this is just proof then that the night stream really is like a death sentence. Only if you redeem yourselves in the final hours are you may be allowed to walk amongst the daylight, amongst the living again, right? That's exactly what this is. Like, we've relegated the fucking night stream to the execution block. What's up with that? Like, these poor Europeans get just the sloppy leftovers of DSP gameplay, which is crazy because pretty much all of it is sloppy leftovers.
But as of now, there's no way I can do that. All right? So I'm not dooming this game to a night stream only, and then we're only going to do... I'm saying it's possible.
But he has. Guys, I'm not going to do this. What I'm saying is it's totally possible that I'm going to be doing this, though, unless I receive buku funds, obviously. That's just a crazy way to operate, I think.
All right? That's right. Nuez in chat just says, the first DLC you played way back in February 2009, then May 23rd, 2013. Yeah, if you're not aware, when I first played the Lost and Damned DLC...
People are telling me that Euro Prime Time is actually the day stream. Then who the fuck is watching the night streams? If it's not for Europeans, it's way too fucking late for Americans. Is it literally East Asians are watching DSP space fucking gaming at night? The actual answer is nobody is watching DSP space gaming at night. Nobody but the same dents who don't have jobs and can stay up that late, I guess. That's the answer.
I got hit with copyright strikes. That was actually my
Slayer,
first
right.
experience on YouTube with copyright. I never thought that was even possible, that someone would strike a channel for playing a game.
All right, I apologize to all of the Europeans. I was slandering you when I should have been slandering the East Asians.
Hey, it's not clear if it was Rockstar who hit me with those strikes.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un is watching DSP Gaming play American Trucks and Real Talk
from the channel. So, who knows? Anyway, so GTA 4 will now be a night stream starting next week. We'll see how it goes. If it does well, it may come back to day streams. If it does well, we may do the DLCs. But for now, it's going to be a night stream game. Okay?
And Darwinning is pointing this out in chat, but yes, this does fly directly in the narrative that he has been pushing for quite a while, that he has multiple audiences and he can't move the game from the day stream to the night stream because different people watch on the night stream and they can't make the day streams or vice versa. That narrative completely goes down the shitter once he starts, and he's done it for a while now, once he starts putting games on the fucking on the execution block that is the night stream. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just it's a cope for him to operate this way and not have to answer for it, to not have to admit to what's actually happening, which is weird because nobody can hold him accountable. He's his own boss and can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to hide or obfuscate what he's doing. He could just be open about it. It's fine.
All right, hope that makes sense. Last night with Mario Kart. So what happened with Mario Kart? Let me summarize. Then I'm going to do some shout outs because I have a super chat and a tip and more to shout out here. Okay. And then
imagine if DSP was massive in North Korea. How would we ever know? Oh, you wouldn't. But I would like to see that reality where DSP's like a Dennis Rodman style figure and he goes to North Korea to hang out with the coolest cats on the planet, as they like to think of themselves.
We will talk about my final review for Mario Kart
I
World.
mean,
And then we're gonna
Kim
figure out what
Jong-un
game's
and
gonna
Kat are like
replace
the
it,
same
okay?
size.
So, Mario Kart World last
all
night.
right, Mario Kart, here we go.
Was my best Mario Kart World
This is
stream
the
ever.
creme de la creme. This is what we're here for, whether you like it or not. Okay, Chief? This is what you have to suffer through. It's one of the most absurd Mario takes I've ever heard. And I know I said that about fucking DK Bonanza last week, but it's just crazy how much he hates Nintendo and the view that he has on the company and how other people view the company. I can't believe that he lives like this, dude, but I don't want to jump ahead.
I had more top 8 placings, several top 4 placings, and in my final match ever. Seriously, this made me feel so good. My final match ever of Mario Kart World,
Right.
I won.
Crazy.
I won Knockout Tour. So that means I won twice. Admittedly, the first time that I won, it was nearly an empty lobby with only like 5 or 6 humans in it and a lot of bots. This time, the lobby was full, and even my detractor troll stream snipers were in there trying to take me down, and they failed, and I still won because I'm actually good at Mario Kart World.
So all you fucking losers who have been saying the DSP can't play Mario Kart and doesn't know how to drive and doesn't understand the fucking mechanics, you're all felted, you're all seething, and clearly you should probably just log off for the rest of your life because you're never going to recover from the smackdown that this guy has put down on you. There's a reason he's in the Kings of Smackdown or whatever the fuck that group is called. It's because he's the best.
That's right. It doesn't matter what any bunch of circle-jerking, mentally deficient idiots on the internet say. I have proven that I'm actually good at the game by showing distinct progress every time I've played it, getting better and better, and finally culminating in me actually winning a match when I had 4 or 5 people specifically gunning for me to take me down. I still won. There's nothing they could do. I proved that I'm good at the game, and they can kiss my hairy fucking ass. The king triumphant. As always, you can't stop me no matter how hard you try. So.
And that's just so fucking pathetic. To set the stage, I was in my car listening to this, okay, taking my car to the mechanic, unfortunately. And I actually had to double take at my fucking car radio as this was coming through. I couldn't believe this 43-year-old man was behaving this way about winning an online match of fucking Mario Kart. Thank you, Jerry D, for the 19 months saying, feeling felted this morning. 43-year-old man finally won at Mario Kart. What am I doing with my life? Well, exactly. Jerry D is summarizing where we're at today. Thank you for the 19 months, by the way. And this is after weeks of him saying that Mario Kart World is dog shit, that there's no skill involved, that anybody can win because it's just hectic items being thrown about all of the time, and the lag this, and people cheating or whatever the fuck. But now that we've won, now that we got first place in our final match, we're ready to hang our hat on this. This is our accomplishment of all accomplishments when it comes to Mario, and everybody's seething. So which one is it? Is the game non-competitive and you just win because the game lets you? Or is it a crowning achievement that everybody should be, geeked about when it finally happens because it proves that you're getting good? I'm just confused as to what storyline I'm supposed to be following here. It's almost like they're entirely, counteractive. They're exact opposites.
Now that's that, you might say, well, why am I quitting the game? All right. Here's why I'm quitting the game. All right. It's a pretty obvious reason.
I mean, he's got a point. Why would you quit a game that you very clearly just became the best in the world at? I mean, why would you quit while you're on top? There's so much clout to be gained, I guess.
Really two ways that a game works as a playthrough on this channel. Way number one is if I'm having an incredibly fun time. And to be honest, at first I was having a great time with seeing all the content. But then within 3 hours, we beat everything, including Rainbow Road. Like, wow, we saw everything. Then
I never liked how he did that first stream and acted as though completing Rainbow Road was also Rainbow Road was also this weird crowning achievement that was almost impossible by every other man on the planet. Like, it's not just a normal Mario Kart stage and has been for fucking years. I like, maybe the Mario Karts that I haven't played from back in the day, Rainbow Road was actually an issue. But since I've played Mario Kart, all the ones that I've played, Rainbow Road is just another stage. It is nothing special other than a visual spectacle of being in fucking space. It's just another fucking course.
Initially, when I was doing the online play, I also was having a good time with the online play. I would say probably the first stream or two that I did online of Knockout Tour I enjoyed. But once I actually got into the meta of the game, seeing that the game is dominated by item use and not really by good driving.
That's just Mario Kart gameplay, by the way.
I kind of fell out of love with it. Even the overwhelming power of nostalgia couldn't allow me to like the game anymore. Therefore, I stopped liking it. Now you might say, well, if you stopped liking it after 2-3 streams of the online play, why'd you keep playing it?
For money.
Because you liked it. You guys were showing up, engaging with the streams, and supporting them in droves. We were hitting the goals. People were contributing to pick my racers and carts. My trolls were coming out and giving me extra views. You know, even be honest, the revenue for the partner program over on Kick was pretty good whenever I played the game. So if all these factors are there, I'll tough through a game that I'm not enjoying if it means putting out entertaining content for you.
If it means getting paid. That is specifically what this is. This is an admission that he will play video games he doesn't like, doesn't enjoy, doesn't care for, couldn't give a fuck about the mechanics, in the game, doesn't care about any of that. As long as he's making money, he has no passion for this. That's what this is the equivalent of. This is just a lack of passion for the game and nothing but passion for money. And that's crazy. That's an absurd look to try and pull off and even admit to when it comes to your own stream and your own audience. I just don't understand how this is a sound business strategy from the guy admitting to it this way. Who watches content creators that don't actually enjoy the content that they make? I guess the dense. And that's the only answer there ever really is for who enjoys the guy content. It's dense and detractors for opposite reasons. Thank you, Aussie Turtle Gaming, for the 19 months. Saying, g'day, mate. This guy sucks. Well, I agree. And I'm sure everybody else does too. Thank you, Aussie Turtle Gaming, for the 19 months. Big ups.
Okay? But last night is basically where the buck stopped because I'd done everything.
Literally, that's where the buck stopped. He stopped making the bucks.
I've unlocked all of the carts. I've unlocked most of the racers. There's a few racers I didn't get, but it doesn't really matter, because they're all just variations of the same racers with outfits on anyway. It's not like, oh, he didn't unlock 20 unique characters. No, it's just stupid dress up for the characters. It's dumb, okay?
Right.
There's nothing to do in the open world whatsoever. It's a complete waste of time, and it was a huge bait and switch where Nintendo advertised the open world as something good, and it's just not existing. It's just stupid. Okay.
Well, if you have fun with it, then it is something good. Like, I don't know how you could make this argument. I never saw Nintendo come out and act as though the open world was this revolutionary concept that was going to completely change Mario Kart as you see it. Every time I saw them advertise Mario Kart World's open world aspect, it was just them cruising around, exploring the sites or whatever, and doing fucking rail tricks and bouncing off of walls, showing off the new actual movement mechanics. I never once saw them pretend as though this is going to be a world-changing fucking mechanic that they were dropping. But the guy seems to have taken it that way, simply because he didn't enjoy it. Very weird.
Okay. And I've done everything in the online play. I've won multiple times. There's no real ranking system. There's nothing to level up or aspire to do. I've done it all. I won against all odds, and I gave a big middle finger to the
Dude, against all odds. You'd have thought that this guy beat fucking cancer or something, the way that he's going on about his first place win in Mario Kart World. Come on, man. And I saw somebody say it earlier, and I didn't even think about this, but you're absolutely right. He's flexing on his trolls, saying that they were trying to stop him and they were stream sniping him and this, that, and the other, when the reality is that most of those trolls probably had no intention of actually winning and just wanted to have more screen time on his streams with their names. So it's not real competition other than the fact that somebody is in front of you like they always are. It doesn't add to his miraculous win here. Thank you, Gothic Ghost 73 for the 2, saying Nintendo bad, Scopely good. Help make it make sense. Okay, well, Nintendo is a business, okay, and they care about money. Where like Scopely, has JPEGs of wrestlers, which is very clearly the best thing that you can get in real life. So pretty self-explanatory. You must be an idiot or something. Thank you for the 2, though, Gothic Ghost.
fucking haters out there, showed them that I'm good, and they have to kiss my balls. So there's nothing left to do in this game.
There's nothing left to do
On
in the
top of
game.
all of
I made
that,
him kiss my balls.
Last
and we're moving
night,
on.
I didn't hit my support goal, not even close. So if I'm not enjoying the game, if I've done everything in the game there is to accomplish, and if people aren't even enjoying and supporting it anymore, why on earth would I keep playing it? I'd be a fucking idiot. Well, I'm not a fucking idiot, so
Well,
I'm not going to play it anymore, okay?
all right. I still just can't imagine any other gameplay content creator on the fucking planet playing a game for multiple weeks in a row, several sessions, and doing all of the clown mode and all of the races that he did, and then at the end going, yeah, I never really liked the game anyway, you guys. That was all for you. That was all spectacle so that you had something to watch. Me, personally, I didn't give a shit about that. It's just crazy. Thank you, Rebsy, for the 2, saying, bro thinks that he won the Hunger Games. For real, for real, for real. That's how he's behaving. Speaking of the Hunger Games, I recently watched all of those films as well. I wasn't telling you guys because my fiance was making me watch them every Monday. We've watched all of them now, and I guess I'm going to go see the new one in theaters when it comes out. Very cool. Thank you, Rebsy, for the 2.
No, Sean, I don't accept donations, but I do accept crowdfunding contributions and support. Thank you very much. All right, so Mario Kart's out of the rotation. Now, I'm going to give you my review of it in a sec. But before then, allow me to do a couple shout-outs.
We got to do shout-outs, of course.
I want to talk a little bit about our goals for the week and all of that, and then we're going to get to my final thoughts on Mario Kart World. All right? All right, so thank you.
Who does a summary of a review before doing the review? It just seems like a huge waste of time. Like, we're just doubling back on the content here.
For the support so far, everyone.
Thoughts on the films? The Hunger Games? They're fine. There's parts of them that are a little not for me. I find the acting a little cringe sometimes, but they're fine films.
To be frank, it would be great to get some kick support today. And what I mean by that is yesterday, there was a distinct lacking of kick support. The people who usually come by and support weren't around. They had actually been around the day before, but yesterday, none of them were around. So what ended up happening was we did get some good support on YouTube and some good tips, but 2
Kick,
subs all day long on Kick.
And Kick really is on notice. That's a great way to put it, Penitenson. This whole week has been nothing but putting Kick on fucking notice. I really did think that at some point we were going to turn Kick off because they weren't giving any money. That's the way it seems to sound to me every time we do a segment like this. Because inevitably somebody in the Kick chat is like, no, DSP, we won't give you any fucking money. And then, you know, he calls him out or bans him or whatever the fuck he does. But I really did expect him to turn the stream off.
And we didn't hit any of our goals. You know,
to punish them, obviously.
It takes a variety of support from various different audiences. And some days we do great. Some days we hit the goal and it's no problem at all. And then other days, like yesterday, like, wow, I got 100 people plus watching me over on Kick and no one's supporting. It's kind of weird and suspect. So if you're watching on...
It's kind of weird and suspect. What is suspect about not receiving money from people on Kick? What does that fucking mean? What crime have they committed? What sort of weird degeneracy are you implying? Like, what does that mean? It's suspect. Suspect of what?
Kick today. And you'll like the content.
It's suspect that they don't want to give me money.
Don't be like Buckwell in his cataracts and pretend like you can't see and say that the game is ugly and then say, oh, I can't donate because I'm blind. Don't do that. instead actually support the stream by becoming a sub or maybe gifting some subs over on Kick to see your fellow viewer. All right? That'll be very nice of you. And I'll give you a shout out if you do. Now, today, as I said over the last week since I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, we have special animations.
No
if
way.
you do a $20 tip, a $20 super chat on YouTube, or if you gift 4 subs over on Kick, also, the equivalent of that would be 7 gifted memberships on YouTube.
God,
So any of those things, if you do them, I will play a special animation for you that has
Can we see it?
both a cool animation, the dancing banana with my face on it, but also a sound effect. And depending on how you do it, like the super chat has one sound effect, but the other stuff will have a different sound effect. Okay?
This is just so fucking lame, dude. Everybody that streams has sound effects or animations that play. Like, this is nothing special. This is nothing new. He's the only motherfucker that doesn't have a sound effect play when contributions come through. Or you get what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing to talk about. This is nothing to beg for. There's no reason to give this guy $20 fucking to see a mid-2000s banana gif on repeat with a fucking sound effect from the 90s. Like, how do you pay $20 for that and think that that's justifiable?
So, thanks in advance to anyone who supports the streams. I appreciate you. I would say, at the very least, let's get halfway to the goal by the end of the podcast. That way, it's a lot easier going through Death Stranding 2 to hit that goal. We want to get that momentum back. We actually had insane momentum earlier this week. We hit the 70 goal, and then we had 6 more goals hit within 2 days. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's absolutely crazy.
Insane. Whoa,
then we faltered yesterday. But let's get back on track. For those who don't remember, all right.
I like that we faltered yesterday. We did 6 goals in 2 days, which is 2 more goals than he expects, quote unquote. But we faltered yesterday. We didn't hit the goals. You hit 6 in the span of 2 days. So let it carry over and shut the fuck up. How are you complaining? It's like if you went to work and did your week's worth of work in the course of 2 days, and then you kind of slacked off on the 3rd day. Your boss is like, well, you're way behind today. What's going on? Well, the work's already done this week, boss. What do you fucking want from me?
Right. It is, DSP tries it, a brand new thing. It's called MLB, like Big League Bites or something like that. It is a ghost kitchen service that makes pretzel dog sandwiches, including hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, and cheesesteaks, plus they have a few sides and donut holes. So they only deliver. They don't have an actual physical location you can go dine in. And I've never done a ghost kitchen before, so I'm actually excited to give it a shot and see if it's any good. We will do that as soon as we hit 80 goals hit. So the sooner, the better. We could do it today if we hit 80 goals. We could do it tomorrow if we hit 80 goals. We could do it Friday. Or we could do it Sunday, Monday, whenever we hit 80 goals. All right?
Right.
So please, let's get...
And that's the kind of fucking nothing sentences that he says and rambles on for fucking hours at a time that mean nothing and do nothing but waste time. Yeah, I get it. If we hit the 80 goals, we're going to do the fucking, the ballparks, hot dogs or whatever. Why do you need to tell me that we could do it this day, this day, or that day? We were going to hit the fucking goal. What are we talking about? Just fucking rambling.
Some support.
I'm sorry, I'm getting aggro.
Let's get that momentum going. Thanks for the early support.
I'm so
here.
tired of the fucking food segments,
so thanks
man.
For the early
I really
support.
am.
Thanks for the early momentum. Let's please keep that going. Let's, like I said, by the end of the podcast, let's aim to hit halfway to our goal. So let's try to get $75 to support by the end of the podcast. That way we only have to do another 75 while we're playing Death Stranding 2. It'll make it a lot easier. All right? And let's get that momentum going. Let's get back to hitting goals. That way we can do ESP tries it, the MLB Big League Bites, hopefully by the end of the week. Okay? Cool.
All right, cool.
All right.
And for the record, we will not be watching DSP gobble glizzies. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I don't care. I don't even see screenshots from it, like from yesterday of it. I'm scrolling through Twitter right now, and nobody fucking posted up him gobbling glizzy. So you don't even get to see a screenshot of it. There's apparently not even jokes to be made.
Folks, my coverage of Mario Kart World has ended. Okay? What I would like to do is do a segment of my podcast here where we're going to talk about my thoughts about the game. Now that I'm done with it, I'm not going to play it anymore. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've just completed my gameplay coverage of Mario Kart World here on my channel, DSP Gaming, after roughly 20 or so hours of gameplay, give or take. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less.
And I like that you could tell that the opening, this little opening that he's doing here is very clearly for a separate like Mario Kart related review video. The way that he explains how long that he's been playing it, and he gives the name of the channel, and it's just so fucking weird to do live. We've already been sitting here for God knows how long, probably at least a half hour, 45 minutes at this point of listening to the guy talk, and then he's gonna pig-splain the whole thing from the beginning as if you haven't been watching him already today. Very, very casual, very normal, not jarring at all.
I made about 19 videos, and this covered playing the entirety of the single player content of the game, meaning all of the circuits, unlocking the secret circuits, and even doing Rainbow Road and all of that on the hardest difficulty level. Then going online and playing all the various online modes, including.
And he says the hardest difficulty level, like 150 cc's, is something crazy. Like it's like a lasso challenge on Halo or something. It's still just a kid's game at the end of the day. This is still just a fun family party game that you're supposed to be playing and enjoying. But he acts as though the hardest difficulty is some sort of, impossible challenge.
The secret circuits and even doing Rainbow Road and all of that on the hardest difficulty level. Then going online and playing all the various online modes, including the standard single races, because they don't have online circuits anymore. Then the battle mode, and also a significant, probably 15 hours worth of the knockout tour, which really is the one new feature of this game, adding in all these courses connected together into actual circuits. Right. Also, I did play some of the open world roaming mode. The fact that this game has an open world that you can roam around and you can look for challenges, you can look for hidden question mark blocks or the peach tokens. So I've pretty much done all of the content of the game. I've unlocked every single cart. The only thing I actually didn't do is I didn't complete all the open world challenges.
Well, so then you didn't do all of the content in the entire game. You fucking lied then. Don't just don't lie. You could just say you did most of it. You did everything that you cared about. You did everything that you thought was meaningful. Like, all of these are optional ways to say that. But instead you decided to just lie. Why? You don't have to.
And I didn't unlock every single outfit for every character. And you might say,
right, so you didn't get all of the collectibles and unlocks, which is kind of the definition of doing and unlocking all of the content. Great. Sounds good.
Well, first of all, why didn't you unlock all the open world challenges?
Yeah, I did 100% of the things I didn't skip. Hey, exactly. Just a bat boy with internet for the two. Thank you so much saying, does this man own an iron? Look at the shirt. Probably not. And if he does, he doesn't know how to use it anyway. I think you're asking for a lot here, bat boy. Ironing the shirt? Brother, we were wearing fucking grease-stained shirts up until a few years ago. Come on.
Because they're completely pointless.
Thank you for the
If you're not aware,
brother.
Nintendo advertised Mario Kart World as the first Mario Kart game to have an open world to wander, and said, hey, you're going to want this game because it has more content than any Mario Kart before. You're going to have all these challenges and hidden items and all of that. But what they failed to tell you,
right? What did they fail?
Was that it's completely pointless.
Oh, okay. All right. So despite having an absurd amount of characters, more than any Mario Kart before it, and having an open world that you can explore and a bunch of different, costumes for all of the individual characters, none, all of it is pointless and meaningless. Gotcha.
All of that open world challenge content literally does nothing. Does it unlock any characters? No. Does it unlock any carts? No. Does it unlock any content at all within the game? No. It's actually completely pointless. What you get are these stickers that you can apply to your profile and stuff. They mean nothing.
So all of the accolades in like the old Call of Duties, you guys remember Modern Warfare 2? What a classic. So like all of the accolades and emblems and stuff that you used to get for doing all of those challenges, according to the way that DSP is reviewing this game, none of those matter, and those aren't content and aren't important because they don't unlock anything additional, if that makes any sort of sense, gameplay wise, of course. None of those were important. So the hours that you spent getting camos for your guns or unlocking a new title or whatever so that you could flex on your boys, all of that was meaningless, and you're basically a fucking idiot. Sound good? It sounds good to me.
There's no reason to do any of the content. Imagine that, a video game that presents you with all of this challenge but never gives you any outcome after you do it all. Why do it then? If there's no
for fun,
carrot
for
that you're
enjoyment?
dangling in front of me to keep me moving. If there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, then why am I going to grind my way through all of this content?
Because you enjoy it. This is why DSP could never play an open-ended game like RimWorld, like Project Zomboid, like Dwarf Fortress, or anything like that. Because there is no goal other than to experience the game and craft your own story and have fun doing it. There is no carrot at the end of the stick where you're gonna get the big win at the end and it's gonna congratulate you and this, that, and the other. That's not gonna happen in any game like that, and why he has no business playing them. It's just an absurd fucking take to think that every game has to have a win condition and that you have to be congratulated upon it because you can't just enjoy games for what they are. That's crazy. That is the definition of somebody who does not enjoy gaming, but instead just enjoys their ass pads.
It's as if Nintendo had the idea, but literally never finished it. Said, well, we'll advertise like we finished it, but we actually aren't going to. We're just going to have it there for content's sake. This is classic bloat, and it's what's happened, sadly, in the last decade. As consoles were able to start making games that had more content in them, big open worlds, what these game developers started doing was putting in frivolous, repeating, boring, open world grinding content. Think games like Far Cry, or think games like Assassin's Creed. Huge worlds, but what's the point of killing every enemy, taking over every base, and doing every objective if you don't get anything meaningful for it?
Because you enjoy the game, you enjoy the world, you enjoy the mechanics, you like the way that the combat flows together, and you just need an excuse to continue doing it. That is, and this is not a defense of gaming bloat. I think there was a lot of things and side quests and collectibles and shit that they add to video games that is actual bloat and a waste of time. But for the people that really enjoy those games and are just looking for an excuse to continue playing, like, that's who that's there for. I don't think that we should spend a lot of time making those things and making the majority of the game that, but to have some of those things, like, it's just not an objective bad every single time, especially in a game like Mario Kart, which isn't exactly the most, mechanically intensive game out there. You kind of do need a reason to keep playing it when they're the same tracks on loop.
Well, this is the classic textbook case of that. Nintendo wanted to say this was the biggest Mario Kart ever, but they didn't put any effort into it. But hey, they charged you $80 for the game. Because
you spent $80 for the game. Like, they could try and charge you whatever you want, but you have to be willing to accept it first, and he did. So
I'd say, well, why else would Nintendo charge $80 for Mario Kart World? Well, it has the same amount of tracks as previous Mario Kart games, so it's not the amount of tracks. It has a good amount of racers, but most of the racers are just skins of other racers, and they don't have any difference from them.
Has that not been the mechanics of every fucking Mario Kart game? Hasn't that pretty much always been the case? You've got your heavy character with the weight, you've got your little character with the acceleration, and then you've got your characters with the best top speed, right? Isn't that how pretty much every fucking Mario Kart has existed to this day? So why are we acting as though this is brand new, dude?
So it doesn't have more characters. It doesn't have more karts than previous Mario Karts. Okay? What does it have?
There's 5 different weight classes?
Better graphics. I will give it that. On the Switch 2, this game runs beautifully at 4K resolution.
He's stuck.
He's
frozen.
At a smooth 60 frames per second.
Oh, he's back.
And it never really dips. So I will say that. It's the best looking Mario Kart ever made. Also, this game is absolutely great at nostalgia bait. And what I mean by that is if you're a previous fan of old school Mario Kart or any of these Nintendo franchises, Donkey Kong, Mario, etc., you're going to love playing through this game once or twice and seeing all the nostalgic throwback tracks or hearing the remixes of old music from the era of SNES or Nintendo 64 or GameCube. It hits you right here.
This is such a disgusting fucking old man take that I'm going to be honest, I just have no respect for. I don't really like the argument of oh, it's nostalgia bait. They're trying to cash in on nostalgia. Oh, it really hits you in the heart. It reminds you of this, that, or the other. It's just so fucking lame, dude. You like falling for the nostalgia in such a way that you get duped out of $80 fucking is just brain dead behavior. Oh, you're going to enjoy this game if you like to see these characters from these IPs. Yeah, Grandpa, that kind of went without saying. I mean, it's just a rendition of a classic game that people to this day enjoy with characters that people enjoy to this day. This is just a nothing sentence other than showcasing that you can't stop yourself from consuming media with funny characters you like. It's just sad, man. It's a lack of control on his behalf.
Right in the heartstrings. You're like, oh man, this feels like something from my childhood, but it's made for me as an adult. The problem is, nostalgia bait isn't enough to carry an entire game. And when it actually comes down to the gameplay elements of Mario Kart World, it's arguably one of the worst Mario Karts they've ever made. In fact, I would say the only Mario Kart that I've played that I could say is actually worse than this one would actually have been the Mario Kart that was on the Nintendo DS. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the...
How could the game that doesn't, according to him, doesn't improve on anything, has the same amount of stages, but more characters and more skins and more karts, how can that game be the worst Mario Kart that's ever existed or whatever, when it actually adds and apparently does not detract in any meaningful way that Mario Kart hasn't already been detracted from? Because it's never been a skill-based game, and it never will be, and that's fine. I don't think that that's important. How could you even say that? That doesn't make any sort of sense.
First one that ever had the competitive online play. And the reason that I say that is because that game's entire gameplay loop was snaking. That game, what you needed to do was power slide left, boost, power slide right, boost, power slide left, boost. And if you didn't do that, you literally couldn't win a race. The entire game, you just had to snake. And it was stupid because it was a gimmick that should have just been that, a gimmick, and not dominating the competitive nature of the game.
That's how you play fucking Mario Kart, though, is it not? I've played a lot of Mario Kart 8. I've played a lot of Mario Kart fucking Wii. Played a lot of Mario Kart Double Dash. Snaking is the strat. That's about the only fucking skill, skill ceiling that is in the game. If you can't snake and you can't get your drifts off correctly, you lose the match. What is the confusion here? Well, how does Mario Kart DS suck dicks because it has snaking in it? That's a core fucking mechanic.
Mario Kart World is so bad when it comes to the competitive play. Actual driving skill is a completely moot point because the game now has 24 racers. At any given moment, someone who's in last place...
A guy with long hair is saying, no, on DS you literally snaked on straight roads because you could get instant boosts. Well, snaking on straight roads, again, isn't absurd to me. Instant boost I didn't know about, but on a long enough, straight enough fucking road, I'm absolutely drifting from side to side for the non-instant boost. So
can get the blue shell, the lightning, the bullet build transformation, the big mushroom transformation, and immediately turbo through everyone right into the top 8. And this happens over and over and over again. Now, admittedly, you do need to have some competence. If you're absolutely garbage at the game, you're not going to win races. But for the most part, playing well is not rewarded, but punished.
Always been the case.
24 racers, if you're out front and you get hit by an item, chances are you're then going to get hit by another one and another one. It's going to become a chain reaction. And there have been several times.
But that again, always been the case in Mario Kart. If you're in first place, you're susceptible to the most amount of attacks and the most amount of damage. That's just the way that it fucking goes. And I think it went without saying that the more people that are around you as you enter the middle of the pack, the more susceptible or the more likely you are to get hit with things as other people get more powerful items. Again, it's just core Mario Kart mechanics we're pretending are brand new for some reason.
Where I am absolutely dominating a race front of the pack, and I get hit either by a red shell or a blue shell or whatever it is, and then I get comboed, then I'm at the end of the pack. Then when I go to drive again, you're in last place. Oops, you couldn't get to the qualifier spot, and you're eliminated.
Yes, because you didn't go into the end of the pack early enough in the race to get all of the powerful items to make it back into the running. It's pretty fucking basic concept to understand, man. I can't believe we're actually crying about this and pretending as though this is a Mario Kart issue.
There, I was literally sitting in first for like 3-4 minutes. How can you punish me for that? Mario Kart doesn't care. Mario Kart World is not a competitive game.
Obviously.
It's a party game made for, people to just mash buttons and get lucky. And in fact, what people have said is the meta of the game has actually become how to stack, stockpile, and use items, not how to drive. So I just want you to think about that for a moment. Nintendo created a driving game where they put so many players into it and so many overpowered items that driving takes a back seat to abusing the items.
Okay, so you can describe any online game like this, though. Call of Duty is not actually about who can shoot the best or more consistently. Oftentimes, it's about map knowledge and playing the spawns and holding certain angles. So they've taken all of the skill out of Call of Duty because map knowledge plays an important role. Yeah, obviously. Like, what did you want them to do about that? That's how the mechanics engage with each other, and sometimes some of them take precedence over the other one. That's just the core gameplay loop, man. And Mario Kart has never been any different.
Wow, that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? No, it doesn't at all. And the sad fact is, even if you get good at that, if you get good at, oh, I know how to stockpile my items, I know how to predict when someone's going to get a lightning bolt so I don't lose my items, it even doesn't matter. Allow me to explain why.
Right.
The
Flutterdark saying fighting games are also not about reactions, but knowing what your opponent might do, anticipating it, and playing around it. Phil hates this because he can't do that. Well, exactly. That's what it is. It's all cope, man.
You do one single race, and then it cancels out, and then it rematches you, and you do one single race. There's no 1, 2, 3 placements. No one earns a trophy. The classic Mario Kart feeling has been completely removed from the game, so the actual standard online play is a waste of your time. But what about battle mode? It's awful.
What fucking reward does he want? What sticker do they want him does he expect Nintendo to place on his fucking forehead when he does get a win? I'm confused as to what the expectation is. What it's not is Penitent Sin gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Penitent Sin, so much. I really appreciate it, brother. You're a real one. For real.
It's incredibly boring. What they tried to do is recreate battle mode from the SNES game, but it's so boring when you're just in this tiny arena and you're driving in circles, throwing items at each other.
Yeah, he wants a battle pass. He wants a level system. He wants, like, I guess, cart unlocks that change the stats on it or something. Like, I genuinely don't know what he wants and could have made the game better for him without making it a different game that's not Mario Kart.
It's just stupid and pointless. The only actual mode that has any legs in this game is called Knockout Tour. So what Knockout Tour is, it's the mode where you have to keep placing in the top few places every time that you hit a checkpoint to continue racing. If you don't get into that top category of places, you get eliminated, and then you're out of the race. It's very exciting, and this is the mode where you get to see all the tracks are connecting to each other in the game, which really is the only one new feature they added to this game.
Except for all of the rail grinding that you could do in order to get boost and actually play the game better. We're gonna ignore those actual mechanics that come into play live during the race, and instead we're just gonna talk about the open world again. Very cool. Thank you, Smoke Jaguar 986 for the 5, saying the video game mascot racing game for children where race cars turn into gliders and submarines isn't realistic enough, guys. Well, and that's why it's a fucking 0 out of 10 on the DSP scale and not worth your money. Don't get duped, you guys. Thank you for the 5,
believe I want to say
Jaguar.
there's 5 or 6 different circuits that you can race on, and they are randomly selected. You don't get to select them. You just get randomly thrown into them. There's no selection process or anything like that. And so when you play this mode, the higher you place, you earn points. And so you're going to see this points total accumulate. But there's a small problem.
Right.
The points actually have absolutely no meaning at all.
Okay.
There's no categories, rankings. You don't go from, stone to iron to copper, silver, gold, diamond, plat. Doesn't exist.
We want to... Get this straight, guys. Believe this shit. The guy wants a fucking competitive ranked mode in Mario Kart. Can you believe this fucking guy right now? Just talk about taking all of the fun out of a joyous and lighthearted family-style party game by introducing a real competitive ranked fucking game mode. Are we for real right now? Jesus Christ. This guy's reality is so warped. His expectations for what other people enjoy is so damaged and misconstrued. Thank you, Sleepy Don, for the 18 months. I think he was just salty that Twitter stayed clowning on him, so now he wants to act like a pro. Well, that might be the case. He definitely hates when people point out how dog shit he is at video games. So this is definitely part of the cope. Thank you, Sleepy Don, for the 18 months. Really appreciate it.
There's no ranking system at all. You can't see how good you are compared to other players. It's completely pointless. It's just a number that either goes up or down, depending on how well you do. The higher you place, the more points you'll get. If you place horribly, you lose points. But who cares? The game doesn't match you according to your points at all.
Right.
You'll be in a match. You have 5,000 points. You'll be in a match with people who have 1,000 points and people who have like 10,000 points. The game doesn't care. It just puts you with anyone anyway. So
they
don't mean anything.
Which is what everybody who actually plays like online video games would prefer, is just playing with anybody all of the time, just because. Like, I don't like skill-based matchmaking. I don't want an MMR. I don't want to fucking play ranked. If I wanted to play ranked, I would go play a ranked game mode. Stop sticking me with people who are on my skill level when your algorithm is fucking ass, okay? That's what people would actually prefer when the guy is sitting here complaining about it.
They're completely frivolous. Why do they
He
even
wants
exist?
skill-based matchmaking in Mario Kart.
The thing is, if Nintendo was going to charge $80 for this game, you would think they would have put in enough effort to say, hey, we're going to make our game competitive. We're going to have leagues. We're going to have rankings. You're going to want to get to the master level, much like if you're playing a competitive fighting game and you're ranking up, or maybe you're playing Call of Duty and you have incremental unlocks. No, there's nothing. I'm serious. There's absolutely nothing. The only stuff that you can unlock in this game is carts, and you get that just by naturally collecting coins over time.
Right.
Or outfits for characters, which you get by collecting the food bags on the stages. So it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. You're going to unlock everything eventually anyway. So,
okay, what's wrong with that? There's a ton of other racing games out there that actually have the mechanics that he's looking for, that are skill-based driving, that do have incremental unlocks, that do have ranked modes so that you can actually play competitively online against people that are at your skill level. Those games exist. I believe it's being pointed out in chat right now that Assetto Corsa is a game of that style that he actively avoided because he's too pussy. But it's fine. We want Mario Kart to be like this, so I guess we cannot play that as well.
What's the point of online play? What's the point of the ranking system with the points? Nothing. It has no purpose at all. Again, it feels just like the open world, something that Nintendo half developed, didn't finish, and said, oh, well, release it, sell it for $80. The game is full of half-cocked, half-finished ideas and doesn't feel like a complete product at all.
But he only thinks that the ideas are half-cocked or half-finished or whatever because he doesn't enjoy them the way that they're implemented. But that's entirely subjective. And I would venture to say that the majority of people who play Mario Kart don't want a fucking ranked game mode. They don't need an XP system with incremental unlocks that, you know, they can use double XP and there's a fucking battle pass. Like that's not what Mario Kart is or should ever be. And I, like I said, would venture to say that most of the people that fucking play feel that way. But ESP thinks all of the ideas are half finished because
an unfinished open world, a complete nonsensical online play system. What the hell happened with this game in development? And if you want to know the honest truth, here's what I actually think has happened. I think that Mario Kart World actually wasn't intended to be the launch title for the Switch 2. And you can call me crazy. I think that this game was supposed to be released later down the line, maybe in the fall, maybe in the winter. But they really wanted to have a first-party game to become the flagship title for the Switch 2. But they also didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
So what they did is they said, hey, is this game ready to release now? Well, technically it is. It just doesn't have full features. Who cares? It's a launch title, and it's the only first-party launch title. Outside of Mario Kart World, the only other games available for the Switch 2 at launch were ports. Ports of games that you could have already played on another platform. So if it's the only unique experience that you can get, guess what? People are going to buy it regardless of the price. And that's exactly what happened. Mario Kart World was released half finished for exorbitantly expensive pricing, even though it didn't have the features in it to warrant said pricing. But everyone bought it because we all wanted this original first-party game at the launch of Switch 2.
So he's developed this conspiracy theory based entirely off of the fact, once again, that he personally feels as though the mechanics are not finished to the extent in which he would like. This is what he's running with. He's come up with this convoluted idea that Nintendo is intentionally scamming and putting out an unfinished product with the intent of scamming because they didn't initially intend on putting Mario Kart in because he doesn't like the mechanics that as they exist today. They didn't intend on using Mario Kart as their launch title because it doesn't have a ranked mode, I guess. That's fucking insane. Actual crazy nonsense. Thank you, Gothic Ghost 73, for the $5, saying his life is skill-based. That's why he's surrounded by dents and furries. And that's why he does so well. Kind of like Call of Duty in that way. He thinks he's the best to ever do it. He thinks he's some sort of grand master or something because he's get put in fucking bot and tard lobbies. And that's obviously very cool for not only the industry, but the gaming community as all, you know? I agree. Thank you for that 5, of course. And JP asking how long is this stream? My stream or his stream? This stream, I have no fucking clue. It goes as long as it needs, I guess. I don't have anything to do today, so
It literally
that's not true. I gotta go to the hardware
rip-off,
store.
and Nintendo knew exactly what they were doing, and they don't care. Because here's the truth, everyone. Nintendo doesn't care about you.
Obviously.
Did you hear what I just said? Nintendo, the company, does not care about you. It doesn't matter what you think or this fanboy mentality that you may be a part of and this weird cultish-like following that Nintendo has. That, oh, wait, but they always release good games. What about the amiibos? What about the... Nintendo does not care about the common consumer whatsoever.
And this is the second week in a row that on this stream we've had this conversation where he acts as though he's dropping some sort of revelation that nobody has ever come to by themselves, that Nintendo, a very old video game company, a business, is interested in making money and does not actually care the most about the video game, and they do actually intend on making money. He acts as though nobody has ever discovered this before. They were all confused and utterly mesmerized by the awesomeness that was Nintendo throughout the years. You'd have to be a fucking idiot to think this. You would have to be looking at Nintendo with the most rose-tinted glasses possible in order to be duped to that level. And apparently, he thinks that everybody is actually this stupid. This is the amount of intelligence that he ascribes to his own audience, and why he thinks that this is information they've never heard before, and why he delivers it this way. It's so... I just can't believe that anybody exists this way. I can't believe that anybody is this naive or thinks that other people are this naive.
You want to know what Nintendo cares about? Money. Just
Obviously.
like any other corporation, all they care about is making profits. They don't care about the quality. They don't care about anything. Seriously, all they want is to make money. So what they've done with the Switch 2 is did artificial scarcity.
Which we talked about last week. Artificial scarcity when it came to the actual hardware of the Switch 2 is not what happened. And they explicitly stated that they would be rolling out the console incrementally, specifically to combat scalping, which is a blight upon this world. Thank you, Vikes.
Oh, you can't get the console at launch. It's hard to get. Yet there were more than enough to sell. They just held back at providing them to the market. Oh, the only game available at launch is Mario Kart World. Oh, by the way, Donkey Kong Bonanza was finished, but they decided to wait a month and a half to sell it to create artificial scarcity. For the console you just dropped $450 for, maybe you wouldn't have bought a multiplayer game. But since it's the only first-party game available, sell it quick, sell it for $80, make everyone pay top dollar for it. You'll forget about it in a month because Donkey Kong's coming out.
Just how insulting is it that this guy legitimately thinks that everybody in the world is apparently going to spend the $450 for a Switch 2 in a game that they don't like simply because there's not another game out? He genuinely thinks everybody is so fucking stupid that they are just forking over cash hand over fist because they must consume and there's nothing else to consume. Like I said, it's just insulting that he thinks other people think this way. I don't know how anybody could actually watch this guy and like him when he thinks this of you. Legitimately, unironically. Thank you, NWO News, for the 2. Saying, bro shills, one time only kick badges on the daily. Well, this is true. This is true. Well, that's kind of a bargain, if you ask me. I don't know. Thank you, NWO News, for the 2. Maybe you should have got your kick only, your one time only kick badge. I don't know.
You see what they did? They actually used a savvy business strategy. The thing is, it's anti-consumer, it's anti-gamer, and it's actually downright immoral. They sold you an $80 game that wasn't finished, that didn't even have as many features as previous Mario Kart games, but they lied to you and said it had more.
Well, DSP sold you Mario Kart gameplay, okay, and he didn't like it as much as the other games that he was playing, and it wasn't full of as much joy as all of the other ones, but he did it for the money, so he's just as bad, right? It's not nearly as good of a content as it could have been because he didn't enjoy the game, but he kept doing it, and you paid for it.
Said there was an open world, but the open world is meaningless and empty. They said that the online play was different, but actually the online play is unfinished. Do you notice there's no uproar in the gaming community about it, though? Because it's Nintendo.
Because it's a fucking Mario Kart game. The only people that are upset and perturbed by Mario Kart are actual insane people. There are the Nintendo fans that DSP talks about all of the time that are insane and cult-like. Like, those are the people who legitimately get upset about the current state of Mario Kart. Nobody else gives a shit because it's not that deep, and it never was.
Nintendo has this weird fan base of obsessed,
hey, look, there they are right now.
People who, no matter what Nintendo does, they can do no wrong. I don't care that you sold me a half-finished game for more money than every other game because you're Nintendo and I love you. You can't do anything wrong. Everything's always good with Nintendo, right? No, I'm sorry, but the modern gaming landscape is different. There's a lot of competition out there. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, all of these handheld things now, the ROG Ally and all this. There's a lot of ways you can play games. You don't need to buy the Switch 2 to get a family-friendly experience anymore. You can actually get that on other platforms now. So Nintendo...
But they're not the same IPs. They're not the IPs that people love and grew up with. They're not exactly always so consistently family friendly the way that Nintendo is. You can say there's a bunch of competition out there, and yeah, there are family friendly games on PC and on PlayStation and this, that, and the other. But if you're buying your kid a console and you want them exclusively to be playing family friendly safe games that you can rely on that are gonna have content in them, like, Nintendo is a very safe option, and it's a name that's tried and true at this point. There's nothing you can do about that, I guess, other than see, of course. Thank you, Jordan Fadeaway, for the 2, saying Mario Kart World will be doing drip feed DLC. SMH. Is that true? Are they actually doing drip feed DLC? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest DLC hater. I think that you can get egregious with it, but I'll take paid for DLC over Battle Pass every single day of the week. No doubt in my mind about it. I used to play Payday 2 all the time. I've got like 1,000 hours or something crazy. I'm more than familiar with paid DLC.
Should be forced to justify the purchase of the Switch 2 at $450 and an $80 purchase of this flagship title. They've done nothing to do that, yet people still bought it in droves. Do you see the problem here?
He bought it in droves. He bought 2 Switch 2s, did he not? He's the fucking mark that he's complaining about. He's the one that's getting scammed while telling everybody else they're getting scammed. Make that make sense. NWO News for the 2, thank you so much, saying complaints about nostalgia bait, wore a vest last week. Don't think about that. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. We also intend on doing our next marathon. It's going to be the Mega Man Rageathon. Okay. That's not nostalgia bait at all. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Ignore that. Don't worry.
If consumerism's attitude.
Also, every time he talks about, this is unrelated, this is an Atlas style lore piece. Every time he talks about playing fucking Mega Man, not only do I roll my eyes because I'm not a Mega Man fan, but I can only think of the TK song. I believe it's called Mega Man, where he says that he smokes Mega Man, and that's basically the chorus. That's all I can ever think about, and then it gets stuck in my head. So fuck DSP for talking about fucking Mega Man all the time. Rest in peace, TK. He's not dead. He's in jail forever.
Doesn't change if people don't stop spending.
He killed people. It's really not that sad.
There will never be incentive for a company like Nintendo to ever do better for you. Do you think Nintendo would ever release something like Nintendo Game Pass? No. Why on earth would they do that? You're spending $80 for an unfinished Mario Kart. Why would they do a Nintendo Game Pass where they give you new games for a subscription? Are you out of your mind?
Oh. And he's such a fucking consumer that he actually thinks this is an amount of hate towards Xbox Game Pass. You know what it is. But he genuinely thinks that the most pro-consumer, gamer move possible is to introduce a subscription model where you don't own your games. They can take them away from you whenever they please and to charge you fucking monthly for old ass games. He thinks that that's the way that you win over consumers and gamers. That's the most service that you can provide, and very clearly is altruistic in all capacities, of course, obviously.
Of course they're never going to do that. But that's because you reward mediocrity. Okay?
Also, yeah, Nintendo Online exists. They give you access to older titles, don't they? On the Switch, you could play like NES games or Super NES games or this, that, and the other. Like this service does exist to some extent.
So Mario Kart World is a great looking nostalgia bait trap. It performs very well. It has great remixed music. The tracks look great. But once you peel back that shiny exterior, you see a game that's bare bones, a bait and switch ad campaign with an open world that's completely frivolous, empty, and worthless. Online play that has absolutely no effort put into it. Oh, by the way, there's also one final point that I need to make that no one else has talked about on the internet. You ready?
You guys aren't going to believe this. The final point that nobody else is talking about, the thing that only DSP knows about, is a breaking information, breaking news, breaking story. You guys won't believe this.
Mario Kart World lags when you play it online.
Oh my God.
And you might say, wait.
Imagine that. The game lags, you guys. It was actually the online netcode the whole time. I know. You're all shocked. You're all appalled. You're reeling in your seats. You can't believe it. I know. The guy got scammed out of wins again because of fucking lag. Because of the online fucking netcode from the Cannon brothers. It's all full circle.
Does? Why haven't I heard anyone say anything about that? In fact, I've heard the opposite. I've heard people say that it doesn't lag. Do you want to know why? Because once again, Nintendo is dishonest in this game. They actually hide the lag. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of games with online competitive play, if there's lag, they'll slow down the game in order for the game to be able to play catch up. Mario Kart World doesn't do that.
Is that how games do lag? Genuinely curious, because every time I play a fucking first-person shooter, motherfuckers just jump all the way across the map 100,000 times and I can't hit and then I'm just dead. That's how I experience lag. What is he talking about? They slow the game down? Bro's playing Call of Duty in slow motion? I wish I could be that lucky.
It continues to always play at full speed, but what happens is the game starts to kind of bug out. So, for example, you'll see Wario will be right here in front of you. He'll disappear, and then he'll reappear way in front of you. What?
What?
A red shell will be thrown at you and the detector will go off. You have the speaker. So you press the button to stop the red shell will hit you. Why didn't my speaker go off? I pressed the button. But the game never lags, right? No, the game is lagging, but Nintendo doesn't make the game slow down. It still plays full speed. So it hides the lag. You may not notice it because the game is so chaotic as it is.
Well, it's a party
game. Things are always going
so
crazy with 24 characters on the screen. It's hard to keep track of what's happening at any given moment.
So he admits that it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on at any given moment. And you guys have seen the gameplay. You know how he plays video games in general. He is incapable of understanding the mechanics that are going on around him or properly timing things when he has to drive at the same time. Like you've seen what his driving looks like, okay? So you're meaning to tell me that it's actually more likely that the game is hiding the lag and actively scamming the fucking player base instead of the guy just being confused and not understanding? I find that incredibly hard to believe. Also, I think that if you're going to make a claim like this, if you think that this is some sort of breaking news that you're doing here that nobody else is talking about, you would at least have the decency to get clips of this so that you could properly show it to your audience and prove that what you're saying is real and not made up bullshit code. But he can't even do that. He has the gameplay on fucking hard drives right now on his PC. I know that he has it deleted. Videos that he's uploaded directly to his own channel that he's actively recalling on these memories in his head as he recalls them. And he can't get the footage for you. He can't show you any of these clips where this is the instance. It's just being lazy. It's just bullshit. It's because he knows he's fucking wrong and it would be a waste of his time.
But there's tons of times when you get hit by something that's not there. Or people are teleporting left, right, or all around. If you don't believe me, there is one absolutely irrefutable piece of evidence that proves what I'm saying. When you're playing Knockout Tour mode online, and you reach one of the gates to qualify and continue to race, all of a sudden in your corner of your screen, it'll say you're in 3rd place, 4th place.
What's
But
up,
as you
Botch?
approach the gate, it disappears. Then you drive through the gate. The game takes about half a second to figure it out. And then all of a sudden, the game will tell you whether or not you qualified. And then after another half a second, your ranking will appear again. If the game didn't lag, why would it need to erase your ranking, try to compute where you are, and then tell you later? It would just keep you in that place. But it actually doesn't know because it lags. It actually has to think for a second.
So
And
sorry.
it has to look at all of its calculations to see where you are and figure it out and then tell you later. So for a split second, it actually exposes the fact that it has a lot of lag, but then it goes back to hiding it by having everything go in real time. So this is probably one of the most interesting ways I've ever seen lag hidden, because I've seen multiple games like Street Fighter, Call of Duty. They all do it a little differently these days.
Sorry, I'm
But
really
this is
trying to find the
actually
clip that he's
the
talking
most
about because I just watched it earlier. I grabbed the 20 that is on the thumbnail is actually from the clip, like the exact moment that I'm looking for. If you give me 1 second, I'll see if I can find it. You fucking bitch. I'm never gonna find it, am I? I'm never gonna find it. It's gone forever. There's a bit where he is about to cross the finish line. This mechanic takes over where he is, you know, the little number in the bottom disappears right as he's about to cross the finish line. And he's in 18th place at the time. He's got to place top 20. Okay. As he's flying through the air and about to finish the race and go across the finish line. Is this it? I think I found it. Yeah, it's right here. I got it. Okay. I'm pulling it up. I want to show you guys because this is, I watched it. He's actually stupid and idiotic, obviously. Hang on. It's not a disaster stream. I swear to God, we're there. It just takes a second sometimes. All right. So as you can see, he is in 18th place here.
Out of nowhere.
He's in 20th place. 19th place. And again, he's in the sky. You can see these racers directly beneath him, right? As they cross over. Multiple racers crossing in front of him from where he was. There's an additional one. So if he was in 19th, at least one other person has crossed in front of him, potentially two from 18th. And he crosses, and he's pissed he didn't finish top 20.
It said I was at 18th. It said 18th. I crossed the finish line. Finish.
Yes, Jake Brito, 3 racers, it seems, passed him underneath right there. We'll watch it again, and I'll slow it down even for all of my very skeptical styles. So there are those two. There's the third.
What? It said I was at 18th. It said 18th.
It said 18, huh? And he placed 21st.
Great online play right there.
But that's what he's talking about. That's the cope that he's going with in that the game lags and forgets your placement or whatever the fuck. That is specifically the type of instance he's talking about. And he couldn't pull it up himself because anybody that scrutinizes that gameplay is going to see racers passing underneath him every time.
Honest I've ever seen. To not have the game ever slow down or stutter, but then to have things happen in the game that literally didn't happen on your screen, like a person disappearing and reappearing way in front of you, or an item hitting you that literally doesn't exist in the game on your screen, or not responding when you press your button so your speaker can't stop a shell. It's pretty bad. And there have been times when I'm at like 18th place and I'm at the qualification gate. You must be top 20 to qualify.
This is it.
My ranking disappears. I drive through and this is eliminated.
That is literally the instance of 18th place into 21st. Absolutely. But he couldn't pull that clip up for you, despite bringing that example up specifically.
But I was in 18th. Well, actually, I wasn't. But the game hid the lag by saying that I was in 18th, deleting that, and then just saying you're eliminated. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Kart World is a great-looking nostalgia bait game that is arguably one of the worst of this game's franchise ever. And that's sad because we waited a decade for a new Mario Kart to come out. Remember, they kept selling and reselling Mario Kart 8.
Right.
They had DLCs and expansion. When's the next one? Well, here it is. And now it's unfinished. It's broken. It's empty. It's way too expensive. It doesn't have content and it lags. What did you...
Wasn't Mario Kart 8 very good? I thought so. I didn't buy it a million times. I bought it on the Switch, never played it before, and I had fun with it, and I played with my friends, and I beat the tracks, and I unlocked stuff, and it was a good time. He says that we've been waiting, what did he say, a decade for a new Mario Kart? Was he actively waiting? Was this his most anticipated title? He couldn't get it out of his mind? He just needed more Mario Kart that wasn't 8? I don't know that those people exist, in all honesty. Who's out there geeked and just chomping at the bit for a new Mario Kart? Apparently the guy.
Joke. But no one's talking about it. Why? Because everyone already moved on to Donkey Kong Bonanza. And that was Nintendo's plan all along. Release this game as the launch title, and then before anyone has a chance to figure out what's going on, move on to the next exclusive, so everyone will be done with it and no one will care. It's marketing genius and it's business 101, but gamers are too ignorant to figure this out.
It's marketing genius and business 101, but the guy fell for the scam buying 2 Switch 2s and only coming to the realization that this was the case after it happened. But it's business 101 from the guy who has a business degree. So how did you fall for the scam? How did you get duped if this is so obvious and the gamers are the idiots here? I don't know.
Well, I'm not. I played for 20 hours and I can tell you, game's bad. Sorry, it just is. If you love Mario Kart, you'll get some enjoyment out of this game. But as a game that's value for your buck, or a game that even is like refutable, like, oh, this is a game that's good in the rankings of Mario Kart. No, it's not. It's actually one of the worst ones they've ever made. They just won't tell you, and no one will talk about it because we're already playing Bonanza, and we won't talk about this game again. It already passed. They got away with it. So if you've been waiting, like, is this a system?
They got away with it. Like they committed a felony. Like they stole the money out of your wallet. Like they duped and scammed you out of your 401k or something. Jesus Christ, man. They can't keep getting away with it. Oh my God. Thank you, Aussie Turtles Gaming, for the 2 Australian, the Down Under dollar. And this is from the guy who went bankrupt. Well, obviously. I mean, that's business 101, dude. Come on. It's like the most tried and true business strategy, going bankrupt. You clearly don't have a business degree. Thank you for the $2, though. Appreciate it. And go to Boehm for the 5, saying when his placement disappeared from the bottom of the screen, it appeared as a big hologram in front of the finish line. He just wasn't paying attention. Well, fuck, neither was I. Where did that go? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that how that mechanic works? I'm going right now.
Where?
It does. Oh my God. I didn't even know that that was a mechanic. And there's the 20. Yeah. And there's number 20. No way. Okay. Having never played this game, I literally didn't know that, but he's a fucking idiot. LOL. That's so fucking funny. Thank you for pointing that out. It's obviously vital to the debunk, of course. And then we come back to this glorious thinker here, this big-brained individual.
Seller? No. You do not need a Switch 2 just to play Mario Kart. You'll be done in 3 to 4 hours, and you will be absolutely bored. Okay? So my final thoughts on Mario Kart World. It was a fun romp for 20 hours. I got my money's worth out of it as a content creator. But value for the dollar for the average consumer is not there. $80 is insanely overpriced for...
Wait, what was that? He got his money out of it? Why? Because he conned a bunch of people into giving him money for bad gameplay?
Will be absolutely bored. Okay? So my final thoughts on Mario Kart World. It was a fun romp for 20 hours. I got my money's worth out of it as a content creator. But value for the dollar for the average consumer is not there. $80 is insanely overpriced for what they've put together. Nintendo has successfully pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, making this a launch title that everyone's already forgotten about. The game is an absolute ripoff, and you should...
But why does he think that normal people are going to get less playtime out of a game than him? Does he understand that normal people don't quit games when they don't make money? That the amount of money that's coming into their their wallet is not relevant to the amount of time that they play a video game? They're probably going to have a lot more time spent online enjoying themselves or playing with friends, I would imagine.
You shouldn't waste $80 on it unless you are the most hardcore, die-hard Mario Kart fan. This is a skip. But here's the worst part all about it, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this one?
Ardenette asking if I'm actually a bookkeeper. No, I'm lucky that I'm literate, in all honesty. So it's more of a cope on my behalf, I suppose.
Even though you already paid $80 plus tax to play this game,
Right.
in a year's time, Nintendo will release DLC.
Whoa.
They will release
no
more
way.
tracks, more content, more racers, and the like, and they're going to charge you $30 to $40 for it. Even though you already paid more than the game was worth at launch, they are not going to give you free DLC. They're going to nickel and dime you again for more content that should have been present in the launch of the game.
Now, this is Mr. Businessman. Why would he expect a company to give you free LC? Now, I'm a big fan of free LC if it's of quality, you know. But why would he expect a business to do that? Why would that be the expectation? I'm just confused as to why that would be the default. Of course, they're going to demand more money for more additional content that they had to work on. Obviously, I think $30 to $40 is an insane fucking asking price. I think 10 to 15 is probably more acceptable, depending on the amount of new things. But I don't know why we're acting shocked as though paid DLC is completely out of the question and unreasonable. Thank you, Skycra, for the 18 months. A real OG. I appreciate it, Skycra. Thank you so much. All right. Throw your hands up.
I don't know what else to say. It's that simple. Nintendo has lost their way.
Oh,
Nintendo
fuck.
used to be better than this. But this is
Officially called it. Nintendo lost their way. Unsalvageable. They'll never recover. They're basically the scum of the earth and should be eradicated. Come on.
now their business strategy.
In
What it
Minecraft,
is
of
that
course,
people
of
are so
course.
blindly
In
following
Fortnite or
Nintendo
whatever.
that they just buy everything. So even though you already got ripped off, in a year, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. I'll just buy again. I'll spend more. Why are you spending more? You already got ripped off. Well, I got to spend more anyway. It's Nintendo. Then Nintendo will never change.
But he bought
Nintendo will
two
never improve
Switches.
if you continue to reward their scamming nature and the mediocrity of what they're putting out in the modern day.
But he bought Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza both at full fucking price day one. How cool is that? How awesome is it that the guy who's telling you not to buy the products, it's telling you this company is scamming, that is telling you that they are pulling the wool over your eyes. How cool is it that he's also the one that's fucking funding them like no other? That he's buying multiple of the same product simply to consume. How awesome is that? This guy is so respectable and obviously the best content creator. Thank you, One Testicle Man, for the 400 huff. Saying, didn't the fecker asked $20 to play as a character? Yes, that was the scam we were going with daily on the night stream of Mario Kart. For $20, guys, you can pick my character that doesn't matter and is just a skin in the game for no reason. Yeah, it makes that look utterly more detestable than it already was. And that's a hard thing to do. Thank you, One Testicle Man, for the 400 huff.
It didn't used to be like this. Nintendo always used to go the extra mile. They made sure that their first-party titles had tons of content, polish, and attention, and quality. Remember the Nintendo seal of quality? It used to mean something.
Oh, fuck, sorry. George Sears is pointing out that not only was it the character, it was the character and the cart, which is a better deal. Yeah, I guess you get more bang for your buck that way, but not much of a bang.
Now, it's a joke. Even the first-party titles look nice, but outside of that, there's just no substance, and that's sad. In 2025, Nintendo has essentially become a company that coasts.
Wow.
And they used to be the innovators.
They became
in
a game
gaming. They
company.
used to be synonymous
Crazy.
with greatness. When you didn't used to say, I want to play a video game, you said, I'm going to go play Nintendo.
That's because there weren't many fucking options, right? Like, that's all that was. That is an actual boomer take.
Do you say that today?
It's because people who don't know about things use think like the name brands are generic terms. It's like I wanted to say that at some point one of the presidents said that the kids were too busy playing the Xbox, right? Like that just happens by specifically normies who don't know anything. Thank you, Skycroft, for the 2. Saying, did you see last night's death threat? I did. I don't have it downloaded, but we might take a look at it depending on how long we're here for. I did see it. It is obviously very chill and robust and meaningful and totally not a problem.
No, because Nintendo has been the company that coasts on their previous laurels and doesn't put in the effort to earn your dollar, but you keep spending it.
You keep spending
Mario
it.
Kart World is a ripoff.
Fucking
I don't
idiot.
recommend it unless you're a hardcore fan, but you're probably going to buy it anyway because no one listens.
Awesome. How condescending and insulting to your audience.
That's my
I
final
actually
thoughts.
think that
All
they're
right.
this fucking stupid.
Someone tipped $1.23 and says, so Nintendo is like every other greedy gaming corp.
People are saying death threat now in chat. It wasn't exactly. He was, not to spoil, but he was having an altercation with somebody in a fighting game. He didn't like the way that they were playing, and he said that they should be wiped off the face of the earth or something akin to that. So, well, like I said, we might watch it so you can get the exact quote. But if we don't,
releases half-finished games on launch day. Thanks for the insightful review. Yes, they are, but the difference here is that no one acknowledges it. Almost everyone acknowledges now that the big game companies like Bethesda, Ubisoft, they're all doing this. But no one acknowledges that Nintendo is doing it. Have you heard anyone else say what I just said and actually present evidence like I just did? Everyone just kissed the game's butt and then moves on to the next Nintendo game. I'm the only one you're going to get honesty from.
People have been talking shit on Nintendo products for pretty much ever at this point. Like since the console wars era, Nintendo has been getting shit on by 2/3 of the gaming community essentially. And I don't know that it's ever really been different since, right? Now, I'm not saying console wars are as prevalent or that people still hold those exact same opinions, but to pretend like nobody's ever shit on Nintendo or doesn't think that they do scammy practices is insane. Absolutely out of touch.
I don't need to kiss Nintendo's butt because I'm not worried they're not going to provide me another content piece of game. You know, I didn't get Mario Kart for free. I'm not getting there. I'm paying for it like you, like a consumer. So I don't care if Nintendo doesn't like me. I have no incentive to lie. But that's why you're never going to get this kind of honesty from anyone else because they're all playing the game, right? They want to be in good graces with all these game devs. So they're always going to kiss butt and they're going to tell it not like it is, but how they want you to hear it so that you're just complacent and you keep spending. Not me. I'll tell you like it is.
I don't know. Hawksworther's asking, does Nintendo even sponsor people? I mean, I would imagine that they have to, but not nearly as much as other, gaming industry AAA studios do or whatever. Like I think there's far less Nintendo promotion on the content creation side than pretty much every other game studio. So it's just kind of a weird point to make.
Let's see here. I received a $2 tip. So, okay, here's another person. I'm going to address this too because I think I should address this. The reason Mario Kart has no points or ranking system, yes, it does. It has points. It has point system. It doesn't have any purpose to it, but it has a point system. Your statement's already wrong.
Okay, so we're actually playing semantics here and not looking at this argument, so to speak, in good faith. We're just going to argue the exact definitions here. All right, cool. Totally a valid way to get your point across. Go ahead.
It's because Mario Kart has never been a competitive game. It's a party game to mess around on.
That's true. That is true. He's going to say otherwise, but that is 100% true.
It's also wrong. There have been several tournaments and tournament circuits for Mario Kart. Back in the day, remember I just mentioned the Mario Kart and Nintendo DS? There was a whole tournament circuit for it, and it ended at EVO. EVO, Fighting Game Championships, actually had a Mario Kart tournament at it. You don't know what you're talking about.
Now, if I recall this information correctly, Hawksworthers is confirming it right now. This was the information that I was given, that Mario Kart was at EVO one time and people fucking hated it, so it didn't make a return. Like, it just wasn't well attended. It wasn't worth the amount of time that it was there, that they would rather obviously have played other games, so it never made a return. And that goes before even saying that just because it had a tournament does not make it a competitive game. You can play anything competitively if you would really like to and have a tournament around it. It doesn't make it not a party game. It doesn't change the core mechanics just being a more casual style experience. Like I said, you can have as many tournaments as you'd fucking like.
The focus has never been about driving skill. It's about screwing people over with items. At least that's how it was when I played the other games with my friends. That's why Mario Kart has never had an official tournament or competitive scene. That's incorrect.
So once again, we're doing the semantics of it. He said never. Well, the truth is it was one time. So you're a fucking idiot and wrong, and you don't know what you're talking about at all. Your whole argument thrown out.
If people want competitive skill-based driving, they go to Gran Turismo or Forza. That may be true, but what you're saying is wrong. Just so you know.
The back-to-back saying, what you're saying is true, but you're wrong. Crazy. Actually crazy.
And just because, all right, it doesn't have it now doesn't mean it shouldn't have it. If all of your competition has it, if every game with competitive online play, fighting games, shooters, hell, even RTS games, sports games, if they all have tiers and ranking systems and incentive to get good, why not put that into your modern game that you're charging more money than all of your competition?
Because it doesn't fit the mechanics. It doesn't fit the vibe they're going for. This is actual fucking consumer gamer brain you're looking at right here. I can't stress that enough. This guy's take is legitimately that Mario Kart World sucks and is incomplete because they didn't put in other mechanics that other games do. That's the end of the argument there. That is what he just fucking said. Because other games in other genres have an online competitive scene that has a ranked mode, why doesn't Mario Kart if they're gonna charge more money for it? When he's already stated how many fucking times previously when coping that Mario Kart World is not a competitive game, it doesn't take skill, it's purely luck based off of the items or whatever. Like, we can't pick a lane and cope hard enough into one. We're all over the goddamn place, much like his gameplay when it comes to Mario Kart, actually. Just can't nail any of it down and just all over the place sporadically.
Doesn't it make sense that you should at least have the same features as your competitors if you're charging more?
No, it fucking doesn't. Because these games are not the same. They're nothing alike, and they don't have to be. Games are allowed to be different. The amount of money they charge for them does not indicate that they have to have the exact same fucking mechanics. It doesn't make sense.
But they don't. They have a point system that literally does nothing. It's completely worthless. I rest my case. Thanks for $2.
All right,
I find the best
good,
way to win
dude.
knockout tours to stay in the middle.
It's just like, I can't express it enough. It's so crazy. It's so wild to me that his brain works this way, that this is his understanding of video games, a medium he's been playing for decades at this point. This is his viewpoint on them. And we all wonder why video games suck so much ass so frequently. It's because these are the people that he's catering to. Every game has a ranked mode and skills-based matchmaking and yellow paint and constant head pats and tutorials for people like DSP. But then he'll tell you that the games industry is going down the shitter and all these games suck. Like, he's the direct fucking problem.
Be far enough that you'll pass, not far enough that you get targeted. If you need to be 12th to pass, be 10 or 11, not second. You also got to remember that everyone else is also being hit with the same amount of items. Like when you get hit by lightning, so did everyone. First place is always absolutely bombarded with items in Knockout Tour. That's fair enough. I will agree with you there. But does that make sense?
What?
Does it make sense that in a game with competitive racing, the goal is not to be the best competitive racer? That would be like, well, in a fighting game, the goal isn't to be the best player and defeat your opponent by reducing their HP. The goal is just to sit on super meter nonstop. Wait, what?
Well, I mean, if you're going to utilize the super meter in a way that's going to win you the match, I mean, sure. Like I said earlier with Call of Duty, sometimes it's not about being the best shot. Sometimes it's about the movement tech. Sometimes it's the pay to win skin that blends you into the environment. Sometimes it's camping spawns or map manipulation. Like what are we arguing about here? Thank you, Quasar953, for the 5, saying DSP just can't get over that he's not good at Mario Kart. That's the only reason for this competitive crash out and cope after he stopped playing. Absolutely. He's upset that he's terrible. He finally won a race and he's willing to quit the game now, hang his hat on that, and then tell everybody that he hated the game the whole time and it sucks.
Goddamn?
Very cool. Thank you, Crooked Hound, for the 5, saying by his logic, every game should function the exact same as their competitors without any originality. Absolutely. That's what he's asking for. And that's why this take is so fucking insane. Well, because he certainly would complain about that. He would. And he does. How many times have you heard DSP say that these game studios are incapable of making original games anymore and everything's a rehash of this or a different spin on that, but inevitably they're all the same? How many times have you heard that argument from him? Yet when a game doesn't have a feature, he's ranting and raving saying that it should have that feature because every other game does. Very cool. Thank you, Crooked Hound, for the 5, of course.
It doesn't make sense. It's bad game design. And again, I kind of rest my case here. I do think that the game should be better and that it's not as good as it should be. Someone through the book says, you claim to not be a sucker, but you nearly bought 2 Switches and have bought every big Nintendo game.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I have to respond to you in the most matter-of-fact way that I can. You are an ignorant fool.
Got him.
Because I am not a standard gamer or consumer. I'm a content creator.
I'm not a standard gamer or consumer. I'm a mega gamer and consumer. Obviously, I'm different. I'm like a snowflake in this way. I'm unique, and nothing applies to me. That's the argument. I hate to spoil it for you, but it ain't the first time he's used it.
Understand? I bought the Switch 2 for $450. I bought Mario Kart for $80. All right, I spent $530 plus tax. I even bought a whole bunch of accessories. But so far, I did a marathon at the launch of Switch 2 that recouped all of that money already. I've done several streams of Mario Kart World over the last month and a half, each of which made me hundreds of dollars. I've made all this content. I will make even more content. Do you not understand the difference?
I'm going to continue to make money off of the back of Nintendo and you guys and all of these games that I don't fucking like. What don't you understand, you idiot? I'm the best.
Between someone who made an investment because they're going to make tons of money on the content versus the average consumer. When I'm reviewing these games, I'm reviewing them for you, not for me. How do you not understand that?
Once again, flying directly into the face of the narrative that he's always pushing, that he is the Joe Average gamer. His takes are completely authentic and in line with what the average gamer would think and want to play. That everybody can take his reviews and take seriously because, like I said, totally average gamer. Except for when we're not, and we need our unique properties in order to get out of scrutiny. Obviously. Rules for thee and not for re, of course.
Why would you make what you're saying makes no sense at all? It's logically stupid what you just said. I'm not an average person who I come home from work or school and I didn't pop on my game console to relax. It's actually my job to cover these things, to analyze them in this way so that you know if it makes sense for you to get it. What don't you understand? Why would you even say that unless you're ignorant?
And Rigo is in the chat saying that's not the point. The point is supporting something that you don't agree with. That is absolutely the point. And it completely flew over his head because he wanted to dunk on and flex on this guy for little to no reason other than that he felt insulted and offended. That's all that was. Yeah, the point was that DSP is continuing to support business practices that he doesn't agree with and going out of his way to tell people he doesn't agree with them and that they should behave differently, all while going against everything that he says. It is hypocritical inherently, and it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. That is always going to be the case. The real Chad move for DSP, if he didn't agree with Mario Kart World or the Switch 2 and its pricing or any of the features that they implemented, and he genuinely thinks that Nintendo is scamming, the Chad move would have been to just say, I'm not buying the Switch 2. I will not be playing Mario Kart World nor Donkey Kong Bonanza because I think Nintendo's a fucking cesspit and they should go out of business and I don't like them. So I'm not going to advertise for them. I'm going to continue to shit on them and they can go to hell. That would have been the Chad Gamer move. But instead, he fucking doubles down on buying 2 Switch 2s and forking over as much money as possible. How cool is that? Thank you, one testicle man, for the 400 off. Saying he's basically Jesus. Stop the stream, man. It's true. It's true. He's the best. He's out here on the gaming cross for you.
Okay. Continuing on, I got $1.07 tip. It's a troll. Thanks for the money, dummy. All right.
He's buying for our sins. This is crazy.
An incredibly generous $110 tip from Jersey Clyde, who says, I just wanted to show you some support, so have a good day, King. $110 tip. So first we're going to do this. All right. Well, let's be honest. I think the animation that everyone actually wants to see for that is this.
I need banana, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana.
And one more time.
I need banana, tasty banana.
Are you guys having fun? Are you laughing? Are you smiling? Are you yucking it up over there? Because this is peak comedy. If you're not fucking with this, you might just want to tune out to every other Atlas stream after, because this is about as funny as it's gonna be. Let's be honest here. Thank you, Carasso. That's how I'm pronouncing it, for the 5, saying that's exactly how Moist Critical handles Nintendo. He doesn't support the company and craps on them and refuses to buy most of their products. And that's what you should do when you don't agree with the fucking business practices. If you think that they're making shitty games, if you think that their online features are subpar and it costs too much money, and that's just what you do. You just don't buy it, and then you tell people, and then you continue to not buy it. it's pretty self-explanatory and level 1 business, if you ask me. Thank you, Carasso, for the 5.
Very nice. I did do 5 animations for $100. So thank you to Jersey Clyde for an insanely generous $110 tip. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. That means we're now at $159 of support on the stream.
Whoa.
And that means
Thank
it is
you.
absolutely,
OIC
positively, 100% official. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in prime position to possibly hit not 1, but 2 goals on this stream. And if we do, that means we're in the home stretch to hit 80 goals, and DSP tries it this week. So thank you, guys. Let's keep it going, and thank you for your support. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip
Now,
going. I got the drip
I will tell you, in a rare and unprecedented move here, I'm going to have to step away for 1 second. I will play, not literally 1 second, don't give me that. I'm going to play you a song while I go and take a piss. Sorry, it's like that sometimes. And there's nothing I could do except not drink the water, but I needed it, okay? So here's Squeezed Banana. It's on topic of
Banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel. It comes in denim. I need banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel. It comes in denim. Squeeze the banana, okay? Squeeze the banana, yo. Squeeze the banana, my home. Tasty banana, squeeze the banana, okay? Squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel. It comes in denim. I need banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze the banana, okay? Squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana.
All right, I'm back.
Tasty banana, squeeze.
Are you guys squeezing the banana right now? Are you loving this? Are you liking this? Okay, so before we get into the next clip, which is I'm gonna say a cavalcade, but that's not the word I'm actually supposed to use. It's a variety of different things. I talked a couple weeks back. Somebody was asking about my like a vapor wave style template that I use and why I don't have an Atlas style skeleton on there. And then I told everybody I wanted to make one with a bucket hat, and I never got around to it. Well, I was working on that today, and I'm not satisfied with this color. But here's the rough mock-up. We're gonna be done soon. It's too light. We need to recolor and do a thing or two here or there. I'm not satisfied, but we're working on it. We're getting there. Okay. So there you can have that. It's obviously very cool and very important that I showed that off. Okay. We're going to, like I said, move on to DSP's Hulk Hogan death segment and trashing the casino and begging to eat more hot dogs, which we might skip the end of that. Get out of here, Squeeze Banana.
Snort, snort,
Hogan.
drip, snort, snort.
I got the drip going. Right. So good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, the 24th of July. How are all of you? I hope that you're all doing well. I'm doing
I
all
see
right.
someone saying unprecedented Atlas whale call. Fucked up, V. That's not the case. There was no whales called. I won't accept this slander.
Some sad news today, of course, is all that anyone is talking about is that Hulk Hogan, known actually in real life, his name was Terry Bollea, passed away this morning at the age of 71. Cardiac arrest. Honestly, not surprising that's what he passed away from. All the wrestlers of his era did so many drugs when it comes to steroids, but also other stuff, that they all are having heart problems. So,
right.
Very sad, but at the same time, very polarizing. This is a guy who, when I was growing up, everyone saw him as like the real life Superman. Truth, justice, in the American way. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and, always do good. He was known as the real American hero.
And DSP's favorite wrestler. He's always been a Hulkamaniac. He doesn't seem as sad as I really expected him to be, for as much of his childhood and adulthood was enveloped by wrestling, and the way that he continues to use wrestling sayings and situations or understanding of wrestling situations in his day-to-day life. He's not nearly as torn up as I thought that he would have been. I mean, I'm sure that Cobes was in absolute hysterics when Ozzy died, yet DSP sat here when the Hulksters sitting in the morgue completely fine.
But then he tarnished his legacy.
Yeah, he was crying for the pixels of a fictional bird, but not actually the Hulkster.
Years later, with multiple scandals and all kinds of messed up stuff, to the point where the last time that he actually appeared in WWE back in, January, he was booed out of the building. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, he was known. He was a larger than life character. He was a movie star, everything back in the day. So for people of my generation, it's like, whoa. But then people of future generations are like, we hate him because, he's a racist and he got into this stupid sex scandal and all this crap. So
how could the Hulkamania, how could Hulk Hogan be racist when he ran back that Jeezy track 3 times? He really had hundreds on the tables and 20s on the floor 3 times back to back. Come on now.
Rest in peace to the Hulkster. It's just funny because in the last year, as you guys know, and there he is, by the way, just what a coincidence. I have Hulk Hogan on my animations for the month, and then the guy passes away during that same month. Right?
Tragic,
my
really.
Hulkamania logo is based off Hulkamania, right? The meme, the silly meme, let's pull some Hogans, based on stupid mobile games. All Hogan memes and stuff. So,
and we're really not giving we're not giving Hulk Hogan the credit that he deserves in taking down Gawker, which is a terrible fucking website from back in the day. Just journalism scumfuckery from top to bottom. So rest in peace to Gawker. Big ups.
Yeah, rest in peace to Hulkster. And
I'm a
that
real
makes
Gawker
3.
hater.
For those of you who don't
even though
know,
I was barely alive.
Earlier this week, the actor who played Theo Huxtable, the guy who was the kid of Bill Cosby's character, Dr. Huxtable on the Cosby Show, he passed away. He drowned in Costa Rica. Then we lost Ozzy Osbourne just a couple days ago, true rock legend.
Who Trisha Paytas killed, by the way, in case you didn't know.
80s era superstars gone within just a few days. So there you go. Yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner was the name of the actor who played Theo Huxtable. That's right. So, sheesh. Hopefully that's the end of it. Hopefully we don't have another string. It doesn't continue. Some crazy, Final Destination thing. I hope not. Sheesh. All right. So,
all right.
How are y'all doing this morning? So today, here's the deal.
That's all that's all the memory Hulk Hogan gets on the DSP stream. Literally Philomania merchandise in the background. Frequently wear a Philomania t-shirt. Hulk Hogan gifts on the Voom Pixu. Okay, the zombie Hogan is an all-time DSP classic meme. Yet here we are. He gets sub 4 minutes on the DSP gaming stream. It's truly fallen from grace.
Podcast today. We're just going to hang out for like 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to jump right into Donkey Kong Bonanza. And my goal today is to try to get as far in the game as I can with a 4+ hour block of gameplay. So I hope you will stick around for Donkey Kong. And of course, as you know, we have new animations for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, true. Big Matty ripping Chuck Mangione. Of course, the face of the Megalomart and a true jazz musician, of course.
Kong for $20 contributions.
And that one lady from the Food Network killed herself. I don't know anything about that lady, but I saw it.
We play a new special banana-themed animation. Yes, and that'll be fun. Banana-themed stuff. Hope that you guys will partake in the banana festivities of banana today. That'll be fun. Our first contribution just came in. It's Buckwell gifting a sub to Zog Salve. What a name. He found his glasses. He said, finally, Buckwell has found his glasses and his wallet and has contributed to the stream for the first time in ages. So thank you very much, Buckwell. You are the first sub of the day. That's a good start considering the fact that subs have been very, very slow coming in the last couple of days. We actually had 2 amazing days, both Sunday and Monday. Then all of a sudden, Tuesday and Wednesday have been slow. So hopefully we can bounce back from that today.
Once again, on fucking notice, okay? And like I said, this is why I thought that the kick stream was going to be turned off, because it felt like every day this week we were opening the pre-stream with how much Kick was sucking dick and incapable of giving us any sort of money.
Right? Good stuff. Okay, so speaking of, okay, yesterday was a mixed bag. The first stream went really well with Death Stranding 2. We had a great audience. People were chilling, enjoying the vibes. We made great progress in the game, good story. And then actually support-wise, exceeded a goal. Hit it and then exceeded it. Amazing. But then sadly last night...
I'm going to skip.
Let's keep it moving. Ultimately, I'm just saying, I think I'm in a really good position right now where I didn't have to, like, live with horrible regrets and things.
What is this?
Please, let's keep it moving. We definitely want to hit a goal on this stream. Like I said,
I don't really want to hear the begging. We can hear begging all day, every day.
Tries it tomorrow.
I want some substance here.
Mozzie asked, do I regret not going to Hogan's bar? Let me think about this. Do I regret flying across the country with an obviously gay, grossly overweight dude who creepily wanted to pay my way to hang out with him at a wrestler's bar in Florida?
Let's think on that. I like that we're saying obviously gay now, by the way. We're just really honing in on, you might as well just call him a slur at this point if we're going to act as though that is an issue, that some sort of homosexual intricacies in PPP's personality is an issue, then you might as well just call him a slur, brother. Just do it to him. Also, yes, grossly overweight or obese or however he wanted to say it. I wonder when grossly it like gets crossed. Where's the line on that? When does Cat become grossly overweight?
Decision ultimately. I'm just saying, I think I'm in a really good position right now where I didn't have to like live with horrible regrets and things. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna run that back. He thinks that he made a choice where he didn't have to live with horrible regrets and things. Is that him indicating that if he were to go, he would have done some gay shit? Like, is that what we're implying here? That he would have had to have lived with himself after doing some morally, dubious degeneracy as he sees it? That's my takeaway.
I think I made the right decision ultimately. I'm just saying, I think I'm in a really good position right now where I didn't have to like live with horrible regrets and things. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, I guess if PPP would have paid his way all the way down to Florida and sequestered him away from his wife and family or whatever, maybe it would have been like the implication, you know, where he didn't have to, but because of the implication.
See, people want to cause drama, but the truth is, let's be honest here. This is the kind of guy, I mean, we all heard the stories about him and Andy partying in Vegas and him watching while Andy did stuff. It's pretty sick fucking stuff, all right? So we all know what he was getting at. There's only one reason why he would try to be inviting me to go somewhere. I'm not playing that fucking weird-ass fucking game with these fucking deviant weirdos. So, no thank you.
I like that now we're willing to admit that they were doing weird things in Vegas and they were watching each other or whatever the case was. I don't remember the specifics, but at the time when people were telling DSP of this, he was brushing it off and I don't know anything about that. They've got haters just like I do. That doesn't involve me. I don't know anything. Just stop telling me about this. None of this is proven. You guys remember that when we just shrugged all of that off? I remember. We're also pretending as though all those the only reason that anybody would have wanted DSP to go to Hogan's. I'm really fucking it up here. The only reason anybody would have wanted DSP to go to Hulk Hogan's hangout was to do gay shit. It wasn't all of the times that PPP told them that people would be interested in seeing him outside of his snort fort, that they would be interested in him doing IRL content, that it tied back to not only his lore, but his personal interest. None of that matters. The only thing that DSP sees now is the homosexual and, tendencies of PPP, obviously.
Anyway, so moving on from that, No. The thing is, with Hulk Hogan, I've seen him before. I've actually seen Hulk Hogan.
And yes, Luro, PPP did invite both Phil and Kat down. He said that he would pay for both of them to go, and DSP's excuse was, well, what about Jasper? So I guess Kat would have watched the acts between the two. I guess she would have got the cuck chair.
At multiple shows too. I was at a SmackDown in the early 2000s when he was actively on the WWE roster. They came to Bridgeport, Connecticut, where I lived, and I attended that SmackDown. I saw him in person in the ring, you know? So that was cool. I had no desire to go meet him in person at a bar somewhere. No.
I mean,
What's
if
up, Jade? Good
he
morning.
was such
Good
a
to see
big
you. How you
fan,
doing,
why
Jade?
wouldn't he want to meet him at
You're
the
here for the
bar? That sounds
bonanza?
pretty chill.
Jade, it's all good. He says, sorry, I'm not a fan of Hogan. To be frank, when I was younger, I was a big fan of Hogan because he was like the superhero of the WWE. It was WWF back then. As I got older and you learn more about the business and everything, I don't like the guy. Like when I heard about what he did in WCW, he comes back to WWE and he's trying to push his weight around and everything. And then you find out later on about, you know, his behavior behind the scenes and everything. Like, ugh. But, I mean, that still doesn't mean that he isn't a legend of wrestling and one of the most historical figures ever and that he paved the way for wrestling to become what it did. So
okay, so what's your final take? We're doing a lot of pussyfooting here and a lot of wishy-washy. Well, I didn't know, and I used to think this. Well, how do we feel right now? Like, where do we stand on Hulk Hogan?
Buckwell says he had Hogan PJs. You could rip off Hogan style. You did? That's crazy. I had when I was really young, if you can believe it, they sold like WWF bed sheets. And I think my parents bought me because there was a cartoon, wrestler's cartoon, and it was like Hogan, Macho Man, Brutus the Barber, Beefcake, Andre the Giant as cartoon characters. So my parents had bought me the bed sheet set of the cartoon character WWE characters. Really weird. Very weird to think of now. I also had a really cool.
Is that really weird? Kids have character bed sheets all of the time of superheroes or of cartoon characters or you know, whatever IPs they enjoy. Is that really weird to think about now? People are saying when he was 17. It's true. It's true. She was probably still combing his hair, right? At 17. He was watching The Lion King, getting his hair combed and sleeping in the WWE cartoon character bed sheets. Fair enough. If that's the case, that is strange. I agree.
It was NFL, but it was all the mascots of NFL as cartoon characters. So it was like a big bear for the Bears wearing like a helmet. And it was like the Jets. It was actually like a cartoon jet. It was actually pretty good, a cool bed set for kids. Awesome momentum, everyone. Already up to $62. Can we get halfway to the goal before we start with the game? Because if we get to 75 before we even start, that's a great head start. And it means that we will likely hit the goal on this stream. Maybe even exceed it. Dr. Jedi says, if we hit 3 goals on this stream, will I do DSP tries it today?
My
yes.
God. Everything's about the fucking goals,
on
dude.
This stream, that's 80 goals, and we order today.
Half of
We'll
DSP's content is talking about the goddamn goals.
And I'd be down for that, but I really don't see us hitting 3 goals today. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. No, Kat does not like pro wrestling at all. She knows of it. Like, she knows the big wrestlers. Like, she knows John Cena. She knows The Rock. You know, she knows their Austin. She knows their names and everything. She knew Hulk Hogan, but she doesn't like it or watch it. You want to know the funniest part about this? So this is just a quick hangout where we talk for like 20 minutes and then we jump right into the game.
Right. Super quick hangout, as he's been here for probably about 26 minutes, assuming that he showed up at 11:30. Like, I'm gonna say usual, but
up and address
you
issues,
know what he's like.
The Hogan thing before we start playing Donkey Kong, and then we get derailed constantly, right? So I used to do this all the time, and people were always telling me that they didn't like it. Just get to the game. So I said, well, I'm gonna do a formal podcast then. So I started doing a podcast, and I've done it for years now, right? So now I'm going back to just doing these little hangout sessions before we start with gameplay. On certain days, we don't do a big podcast. People say, oh, you're doing a podcast. Well, you used to tell me I didn't do a podcast at all. Even when I was doing the podcast, you would say, that's not a podcast. Well, now it is a podcast, according to these fucking people. Oh, okay.
See, he just doesn't understand like the criticisms that are levied at him. He doesn't understand that these are 2 different arguments, probably made by 2 separate people that take 2 separate stances on what qualifies as a podcast or not a podcast, or what people call a pre-stream. But like, it's so fucking inconsequential to call out or care about, yet he feels inclined to do it. if you're willing to call what he does a podcast when he does the level 1 podcast, then this is also a podcast. But if you're not, it's all just a pre-stream. This is more, I believe, in line to the definition of a pre-stream, where they're shorter and he does literally fuck all during them, because that's kind of the ideal pre-stream, if you ask me. But it's kind of always still the case that's the way that it is. Holy shit. We got to go soon. I'm not making any
So now I'm
sense
doing
anymore.
a podcast, even when I'm not doing a podcast. But by the way, I'm not a podcaster, and I don't do.
You're
a
a
podcast,
pre-streamer,
right?
That's the
You
moral of
fucking
the story.
moron.
He's always a pre-streamer.
Christ is King says,
Always
not
has
to add
been.
any negativity to the mix, but people just look for anything to belittle you on, valid or not, because they have, shortcomings and problems in their own lives. Correct. People look at me and say, I don't want to be him. Why? Why wouldn't you want to be me? I'm 43 years old.
Because you're fat, because you're ugly, because your setup is shit, because you're bad at video games, because you don't have a job, because you're detestable and nobody respects you, because you don't leave your house and you don't see the sun, because you're physically not in shape, because your sleep schedule is probably dog shit, because you drink too much, because you only own one cat and I prefer to have many. How do those go for excuses on why we don't want to be DSP?
I'm in the best shape of my life besides when I was a teenager.
That's fucking sad. That's incredibly fucking sad that at 43, you're in the best shape of your entire life, aside from when you were an actual child. I don't want to be that guy. I've never wanted to be that guy. So there's reason number 1.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm doing well for myself. My streams are doing absolutely great. I'm hitting goals. I'm making great money.
The money is not the most important aspect to a stream for me, personally. I can only speak for myself, but that I pull more views than DSP. Not to flex, not to brag, but if you check the stats, I have more attendance than the guy, and that's what's meaningful to me, that you guys show up, okay?
My setup is amazing.
It looks like shit. It looks like an actual child's first setup from when they were like 15, and they think that they're going to be getting into Twitch for the first time. That's what this looks like.
I get to do what I love for a living, playing video games and hang out every single day, full time. I have a loving
Well, he has no passion for the video games anymore, so that's just straight up a lie.
wife who I love to death, and she loves me to death. We have a great house we live in. We have an awesome pet cat.
Okay, well, I'm not into fat chicks, and especially ones that cake so much makeup on as Kat does. So I don't want to marry your fat ass wife. I have no connection to your cat, Jasper, whatsoever, and I don't want to live sandwiched in between two neighbors the way that you do. There is zero reason why anybody would want to be the guy, even given the exact examples of why his life is so cool. There is not one fucking reason why anybody would want any of those things. But yet here we are. We're asking why nobody would want to be me.
Like, what exactly is there to not like besides a bunch of fucking losers on the internet who say nasty things about me every day? Why do I care? I'm living the life. Why do I give a shit about these no-load, nonsensical people on the internet? Nobody cares about the fucking shit on the internet.
Nobody cares about the shit on the internet, but yet the guy changes his content all of the time based off of all of the things that people say on the internet. He's incapable of moving and operating outside of his own abode because of weirdos on the internet, but yet nobody cares. We're not terrified of the trolls or anything. We just can't experience what real life is like. Sound good? Sounds good to me.
Here's my real life around me that I get to enjoy, and I get to ignore all these weirdos on the internet. Sounds like a good deal to me, but to them, I'm living one of the worst lives possible. That's called coping.
I don't, and see, I think that's an exaggeration and a misrepresentation of what the actual take is. I don't think that DSP is living the worst life that's ever existed, right? The guy makes good money. He does what he wants. He doesn't leave his house because he doesn't want to. He's completely satisfied. What I'm saying is what he is satisfied with is not what most people are going to want out of life. And I think that the existence that he lives is sad, that his expectations are that low, that this is what he wants and nobody else should. That's the argument. I don't think that he's worse off than a heroin addict or a homeless person or some sort of, whacked out schizophrenic or something. I would never make that argument. That's absurd.
That's exactly what that's called. Having to cope because your life sucks. My life's great. You're incredibly jealous of me. So you try to bring me down, but it doesn't work because I live in the real world while you live in the virtual world because your virtual existence is better than your real one. Oopsie poopsie, mine's better. So
another reason why I would never want to be DSP, probably like number 5079 or something like that. I don't want to be a 43-year-old man that says oopsie poopsie. If I do, God, strike me down with fucking lightning or something. That is the last thing that I ever want to be, is a grown man that says oopsie poopsie unironically in front of a bunch of people.
No,
Awful.
too bad. Someone tipped $1 and said, people have brought this up before. Someone tipped $1 and they said, I don't understand why you have the same goal on.
Funny enough, there's actually a storm brewing outside right now, and the thunder is rolling. So it sounds like I might get my wish here.
On your day and night streams because they're different lengths, right? Your earlier stream is
Thank you, Pope Super Kame Jizzler. I know your full name. Thank you for the 15 months. Saying big ups, Atlas. This man's delusions are absolutely ridiculous. Cyrax is starting to look less insane than him. Well, he's a pedophile, so I don't know if we could say all that, but thanks for the stream. Make more vids. No, I won't make more vids. I think about it a lot, and then I never do it because my time is very strange now. But I appreciate the 15 months and the kind words. Thank you, thank you.
over 4 hours long. Your night stream's usually between 2 and 3 hours long. So why do you have the same goal, support goal for each? Why not have a bigger goal for your first stream and a smaller goal for your late stream? Okay, the answer is simple. I've answered this before, but I haven't talked about it in a while because my support is not directly proportional to the length that I run a stream.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's not like, oh, Phil's earning a certain amount per hour. That's not the case at all. All right, at all.
That's not the case at all. I'm just gonna run that back so you can hear him flub through that.
It's not. It's not like, oh, Phil's earning a certain amount per hour. That's not the case at all. All right, at all.
At all. Thank you, Movie Sign, for the 7 months, saying big ups, Atlas. Thanks for making my Saturday morning shifts bearable. Well, I'm glad I could do that for you. Get your grind on, brother. Get your money up.
My income is based on, number one, what I'm doing on a particular stream. Not the length that I'm doing it, but what I'm actually doing. That's number one. Number two, it's based on who can actually come by at a particular time. And if what I'm doing is in line with what people want to see at that time slot. Okay.
But he's doing shorter streams at a less convenient time for the majority of the world of games that he's basically put on fucking that he's put on fucking execution row or death row or execution block, whatever the fuck you want to call it. How does he expect those streams to ever get the same amount of support? That's just an absurd ask. It doesn't make any sort of sense. Now the cat's stepping on a keyboard.
With what people want to see at that time slot. Okay, there have been certain games that only worked on day or night streams, but does that mean that when I only play that game that I should have a set goal of more or less? Why? If people are going to contribute, they're going to contribute. It doesn't matter how long the stream is. It just matters that they can be there for the stream they want to see. Do you understand? So that's why I'm not going to adjust the support goals or whatever. They're fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Since we adjusted all of the stuff.
That strategy has actually been the mantra of his channel for how long? And you see how it's affected him and his earnings and his business and the way that he operates. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is an apt saying if you're not already a fucking decade behind everybody else.
In the fall, right? It was December when we locked into how we're doing this now.
No, we're not getting the spray bottle. She just wants pet.
Streaks or anything like that. Instead, what we're doing is ongoing tallying of hitting goals. When we hit 10 goals, there's a reward. Then we do big marathons in between. Okay? Same goal every stream. First, it was too much. Then it was not enough. Hitting that 150 is perfect. That's exactly the right number for what we're doing.
150 is the perfect number, you guys. Every day.
Why change?
Twice a day.
And again, like I said, people come by when there's a game they want to see or when there's a hangout session they want to be a part of, and they support appropriately. It doesn't matter how long it is. The length is a moot point. Okay?
Is it? Is it not just factually actually true that the longer, I mean, it doesn't always work this way, but like the longer you stream, the more time people have to make the stream. Therefore, there would, I guess, potentially be more people that could help you hit the goal. If you do shorter streams, there's less of a window for people to pop in and do it. Like I said, it's not one-to-one or anything, but it's definitely a factor. To pretend it's not is crazy.
Joe, that's correct. He says, worth remembering and reminding people you're cool to most people in here with or without support. I am cool to anyone who's cool with me. I have no problems with anyone. And you know what? And the truth is, even the people who don't like me or leech off of me. I don't wish them ill.
That's
at
me,
all.
I guess.
I'm happy. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, that being successful and everything. I'm good. It's just that people come in here and try to actively derail the fun we're having with toxicity and negativity. Those people are the ones that need to be taught a lesson. But outside of that, I'm happy with everyone. I talk to anyone. It doesn't matter if you're, supporting or not. As long as you're positive.
But if you're not supporting, please keep in mind that he's going to be calling you out routinely, like all of the people on Kick. When they do say something and they don't give money, it's constantly, you don't support anyway, so I don't give a shit what you have to say. Oh, you have something to say, but I haven't seen you give any money in a while. Ack. So we're lying then. Sound good?
Positive person, I'm good with you. Cracker Jacks, that wouldn't be possible. He says, have you ever thought about doing this one stream a day for 6 to 8 hours? No break, no dinner. How would that happen exactly? That'd be crazy.
That would be
The
crazy.
thing is, by breaking the streams up the way I do,
How am I supposed to go 6 to 8 hours without eating, you guys? It's an actual human impossibility. I would starve to death. Come on.
people know the two.
This guy's never
subject
worked a
matters
real
that are
day, I
different,
swear
right?
to
Now, there's some
God.
exceptions, like I played Donkey Kong Bonanza all day on release day, but for the most part, it's two completely different streams. A podcast and a game, or just one game, and then at night, a different kind of stream vibe, right? Breaking it up makes sense. If I just said, 8-hour stream today, and at some random time we'll change games, then people aren't even going to know when to come by to see what they want. You see? Again,
You
if it
change
ain't broke, don't
halfway
fix it. It's
through. Make it like you could still be consistent about when you change games while making it into one stream. Like, how is he so fucking confused by this? It's not rocket science.
working. Things are working. All right. Thank you for the early support. Already being at $88 is great. Guys, let's get to that goal. Let's get to 78 out of 80. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's hit that goal. Let's do DSP tries it at the latest tomorrow, but maybe today. If we had 3 goals on this stream, DSP tries it today. But that's going to take some support. I mean,
Are you guys feeling inclined to help with the goal by how much he's mentioning it? Is this making you want to see him gobble a glizzy harder?
honest, that's going to take a lot of people working together.
Maybe even 2
We're gonna need
glizzies at
support on
once?
Kick as well. We did get some this morning, but man, this week, last 2 days has been very light. Yesterday we had 2 subs all day. The day before we had 1 sub all day. So it's not a surprise I'm not hitting goals. Please support the stream if you enjoy it.
I like that all of the onus is on Kick Chat now. When he's not hitting goals, it's always Kick Chat's fault. Well, what happened to all of the people that were helping you hit the goal on YouTube consistently? Why is YouTube incapable of letting you hit the goal now when they were for so long and Kick didn't even exist? It's just weird how the narrative has completely shifted to Kick because they're not giving him what he deems is enough money.
Thank you guys. Let's get the Switch 2 set up now. Yogurt Stain, what a great name. Then a $2 super chat says, do you like any of the songs people have made about you? Well, if you mean the songs that fans made about me back in the day, back when I was a huge YouTuber and we had people constantly
Huge
making these
YouTuber,
kind of
by the
fan
way.
songs. Yeah, a lot of them were
Huge.
amazing. Like I like the ones from SB's Music, Ghost Drone, and a few of the other ones. Like the Mega Man one is amazing. But
Mega
if you
Man,
mean
I
anything
smoke
recent from
Mega Man.
Detractors, no, I don't have time to listen to junk from Jealous Losers. I don't
That's
listen
us,
to
by
their
the
shit
way,
at all.
in case
I
you
don't
didn't
even know
know.
what they've been talking about recently. I pay no attention.
I don't even know what they've been talking about recently. Yet when he was gone for a week, he very clearly came back and told you everything that was going on in the detractor sphere and how they were or weren't making content or what they were talking about or the drama that was ensuing between them or, all of that. I don't know anything about it, though, you guys. I don't even keep up with those fucking idiots. Make that make sense, please. Just a little bit would be okay.
Let's get started. Remember, for a $20 contribution, I will play a nice animation that is
I don't give a fuck. All right, so that's the end of that clip. I've got one more, potentially 2. This one's definitely shorter, so maybe there'll be a second one. We'll see. Taking you to the fucking night stream. You guys are geeked for American Truck Simulator, obviously. This is your favorite game to watch. It's so chill and robust.
Memory says I vote for the shake place. We have to see Phil's melted face every time, so melty food is overkill. There you go. He's making fun of my droopy face because I look like a droopy dog. I will say this, since I lost weight, my face does have less of a droop. It still droops, but it has less. I did lose a little bit of the fat in my face. But I think that's like one of the hardest things to lose.
That way, I don't mean to stutter so much. Jesus Christ, just making a bunch of noises into the microphone. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but that is the exact opposite of how losing weight in your face works. You have more droopy skin because of the excess weight that you lost. You don't like, the elasticity doesn't come back as you lose fat, right? Like it's actually worse now. But that's just the way that I understand weight loss. But having never been a fat fuck, I guess I wouldn't really understand. Now would I?
It's a problem. Once you build that shit up, it's so hard to get rid of it.
So hard to get rid of all the weight once you've built it up.
And being overweight for such a long time like I was, it's quite hard to burn the chub of the face. You know what I mean? Same thing with, like, I have a what they say a spare tire. Like, that's where I have my fat. I probably have like 10 to 15 pounds of fat.
I found out where the tire went, you guys. I figured it out. Cat's tire was never stolen. It was always around DSP the whole time. He just didn't want to tell you.
Around my waist, and that's going to be very hard to burn unless I do tons of like cardio and exercise. It's just going to stay there because I built it up over the years, and that's what happens, you know.
I like him saying, yeah, there's basically nothing that I can do about this extra skin and fat that I have around my waist, except for, you know, cardio and exercise. But aside from those impossible things that'll never happen, there's basically nothing I can do. It's like the fundamentals of like taking care of your body, being healthy, staying in shape is just basic cardio and exercise. And to him, that's an absurd ask that is basically impossible and he'll never do.
You let yourself go.
But he goes on walks all the time, you guys.
Weight with better diet and lifestyle, you're still going to have these lingering things that are very hard to get rid of. Your skin gets less elastic the older you get. Well, that's why you get things like bad stretch marks and shit. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Remember, I used to be 240 pounds. Now I'm 190 and I'm still losing weight. I do have some annoying stretch marks, like on my back and stuff, from when I used to be fat. It's annoying. You know, like, thank
stretch marks on your back? Is this an old person thing? Can anybody tell me if they've got stretch marks on their back? Like I've heard, you know, thighs, stomach makes sense, arms definitely. You know, I've seen it on your back. I guess maybe he means towards the bottom around his tire or his love handles or whatever you want to call them. But I hope not on the top.
Something that's easily seen. But dude,
yeah,
I was
ask ALT. I'll have to. I'll ask him
for the
tomorrow.
rest of your life. People don't realize when they're young that they're.
Bode's telling me that he thinks that he has AIDS. That's probably well, you have to have sex to get AIDS, no? Guy's not having sex, so forgot I turned off my keyboard. Fuck.
You know, like thankfully, it's not something that's easily seen. But dude, I was fat, and that's it. You gotta live with that for the rest of your life. People don't realize when they're young that their choices are going to actually influence the rest of their life and change shit. You know, it's fucked up. I certainly wasn't thinking when I was in my 20s, gee, if I eat unhealthy and I, you know, drink constantly, and I do all this horrible stuff to my body that I'll be stuck like this forever. You know,
what? Why? Why didn't you think that? Nobody forewarned you about the effects of alcoholism, drugs, or an improper diet? Why didn't you think of these things? Now, I'm not going to say that every teenager is expected to take the utmost care of their body at all times. Obviously, teenagers are forgetful and short-sighted and delinquent at times. But to be in your 20s, mid-20s, and never think about the repercussions of drinking excess amounts of alcohol or not exercising and filling your body with shitty food all day, you never thought that would have any sort of ramifications in the future? How fucking stupid are you? This is like, you know, he talks about business 101. This is living 101. If you treat your body like shit, sometimes it doesn't ever recover to be the same. Like, I don't know how much more simple, like, a concept can be, and him still not understand it. This is actually living in real life. He doesn't get the mechanics. It's too high IQ for him, I guess. Infamous KS with the 2 saying he's been 190 and losing weight for 2 years now. Well, I think you know that just means he's not 190. Let's be honest. I would love to see him legitimately step on a scale and prove it. In all honesty, that is content I would like to see from the guy, just to back up his claim one time. But he's told us before he's not inclined to do that because detractors are idiots, of course.
I didn't think like that at all. But it's true. That is true. Your future stepdad says, hey, at least you did make a change. Some people are stuck in their ways forever. Yeah, for me, here's the thing. I didn't rebound, right? Like a lot of people, what happens is they make an extreme change, but then they rebound back to their old ways. For me, I stopped craving the things that are bad for me. Like I stopped craving red meat all the time, fatty foods all the time. I don't even think about like snacking. I don't think about snacking. People say, how do you stream all day and not eat on stream? Everyone else who streams has snacks when they play and when they eat. I don't even think about it. It's not even a thought in my mind to go get a snack when I'm playing games. I'm serious.
He spends half of every stream talking about the fast food that he wants to eat and how quickly he wants to do it. What are you fucking talking about? We don't think about snacking. You think about eating the whole fucking stream. We do dedicated segments where you have snacks on stream. What the fuck are we talking about? He's just lying. Like he's absolutely delusional. This is peak pignosis. He's a dyed in the wool fucking dent, just like all of his fans at this point. He's convinced himself of his own lies. Yeah, the snack pizza, the midnight snack McDonald's burgers from a few years ago that I distinctly remember him getting DoorDashed. Like, what, we're gonna pretend like we don't do those things?
I just think when the break comes, that's when I eat. That's what's like my mind is.
Also, Bode pointing out other streamers stream all day. Yeah, they probably do 8 to 10 hour streams where they play a video game just consistently, and anytime that the stream is running, they're basically on stream. That makes sense. When you take your lunch break at work, imagine you just ate it, you know, in your equipment or like on the site or whatever the fuck. That's basically what streamers do.
Hardwired to think you only eat when it's
Great driving, by the way. Car completely stopped at a fucking red light. Guy just bashes into the back of him. How cool.
If a Cowboy fan did a $5 super chat, like a special occasion, like a future podcast, I'm willing to help support by tipping a subscriber amount that was once used in the channel. Oh, I don't even remember. Anyone remember? What were the subscriber at $20 and you pick a video? That's what it was, right? It was like $5 and you get a suggestion, but you may or may not get in. $20 you're guaranteed to have your video watched or something. Excuse me. But you know what?
So from my understanding of this little bit here, this is somebody repitching to DSP the idea of doing DSP reacts, but instead they're going to try and convince him that he should do it on the pre-stream instead. This is genuinely what, like I said, my understanding of what this person is asking for.
It might not be a bad idea. What do you guys think about Ava Cowboy fan's suggestion that every once in a while, if we have a podcast with nothing going on,
right,
that people can submit videos and I watch videos, it's a full react show?
How do you guys feel about DSP reacts as a new concept? He forgot his own scam. He genuinely thinks this is a brand new idea. It's never been done before. The DSP react show? Huh? What?
Spawn Killer says, will you ever bring back the suggestion box again? No, I know what I'm doing. I don't need your suggestions. I've been doing good, right? I've been doing really good. I don't need a suggestion box. That's for rubes who don't know what they're doing and lost their way. I'm good. I'm
so
confident
fucking
now.
loud.
There you go. Jane says, why lone gruffed back to play Reed? I don't know what that means, Jane. Lone gruffed back to play Reed?
The rare DSP not being able to translate Jade talk. Take it in while you can, obviously, is very rare. Usually he's pretty on the money, so...
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
So confused. I don't know what that means.
King Ferb says those are the old prices. You need inflation. Well, that's true. Those are the prices before I had my incredible increase and resurgence of popularity. You're right. So if I'm going to do React content, again, we have to raise the prices appropriately. You're absolutely right. My time is very valuable. I didn't even think about that. Absolutely correct, King Ferbs. Thank you.
Such a good joke.
For the record, I'm just going to say this. I mean, these people who are so delusional, who just want to keep believing what they believe, like in the last year, since this whole thing, remember this all started, this whole Bill's a little bit more popular, seen in a more positive light, more people coming by and supporting him. This all started about roughly a year ago. It was right.
That's all cope, by the way. None of that is actually true. He's not any more popular in a real sense, and he also I'm not going to say that he isn't doing any better. You guys see how often he hits the goals. You see as much fast food as he's eating. But I think he's greatly overplaying how relevant he really is.
Right, late July, early August is when it all began. So we're about the year anniversary now, right, of all this change. So, no exaggeration.
No exaggeration.
Since it all began, I'm doing way better, and you guys can see why. You realize that back, for like a span of many years, it was an insane rarity for me to get a lot of support on a stream. It was a rarity for me to get a lot of support on a stream. It was like the rare occurrence that would happen.
Was it? I remember, you know, several different begathons that he did or goals that he wanted to hit, and he was making basically money hand over fist for some of those things. Some of the Patreon goals that he wanted to hit, he was making absolute fucking money. He was raking in cash at the beginning, shortly after moving away from the video on demand format and going to Twitch, you know?
You know, a lot of these streams that I was doing, I was working all day and I was making like $50. And that's why things were bad. Things are just so much better for me now.
They're so much better now. Thank you, Kino.
Exceeding goals. Yes, you can't do it every stream, and I know that. But I'm hitting and exceeding goals. Just think of all the episodes of DSP Tries that we've done since we brought it back because I'm hitting so many support goals. I'm playing crazy variety of games that's really fun. People are enjoying all the content that I'm doing. Interactions. People love hanging out with me. I love hanging out with you. It's very different than how it was in the last. It was just like a year ago. In a year, how things have changed so positively, right?
But none of that is really an indicator to his success. I don't believe the amount of fast food that you routinely eat. It doesn't tell me that you're successful, that you're receiving more support than ever and being viewed in a positive light. You enjoying talking to the chat and having more fun playing the video games is not an indicator to positivity received from other people or a change in perception by the general public. None of that is like, those aren't related.
Go straight.
But there's these idiots that are out there saying things like, oh crap, that's a turn signal. There's idiots out there saying stuff like, you know, oh, Phil's doing poorly. Oh man, he really screwed up with his Kino Casino arc. What on earth are you talking about? It all went exactly according to my plan. Like, I don't think it actually could have gone any better. Besides, maybe if I had canceled my appearance on that stupid weirdo UFO guy show. Like, that was the one.
Bro can't even remember Steve Cambion. Steve obviously reeling, seething, coping, maulding in a different stream on the other side of the planet or whatever. Absolutely pissed. He doesn't even get a fucking shout out. Reprieve saying, I'm regularly hitting goals now. Crazy how that happens when he lowers the goal amount and also starts counting subs and memberships towards it. Well, absolutely right. When you change the parameters on what a successful stream is, I'm sure that, yeah, you probably will be more successful. It's almost like maybe he should have been making these changes. If they're so positive, he should have been looking into making them before ever getting the Kino bump. Maybe he should have been actually assessing the current state of his stream before interacting with other people, but I guess it's irrelevant because he's gonna say anything he wants anyway.
One thing that kind of, if that hadn't happened, it would have been
Dominic,
absolutely
glad you
perfect.
could make a stream.
If I just said, oh, I have to cancel last minute, and then I broke off the whole Kino Casino thing, it would have been perfect. But I went a little too long. I was hoping to milk a little bit more out of the situation, but everything went perfectly according to plan. Now.
Everything went according to plan, like constantly having his wife called fat on his own shows, constantly being dicked around on his own wrestling show with PPP, releasing all of the DMs so that everybody could see how much of a lying scumfuck he is. Obviously, the whole King Snake stream went off without a hitch. And obviously is very well received. RTU played along exactly how DSP thought that he would, and they had a grand old time dunking on the Kino Casino and rekindling their long forgotten secret friendship or whatever. Obviously, it all went according to plan. DSP clearly the mastermind behind the whole thing.
I actually get way more engagement, way more support. My whole setup is so much better. My life is so much better off. I can take extra days off to be with my wife every time and again. Things are good. Things are way better right now than they ever were. But the thing is, these people are like so delusional. They still believe that Phil is in bankruptcy mode. My bankruptcy was over 5 years ago. Things are great.
I find that utterly detestable. I've said this before. I'm not a bankruptcy enjoyer. I don't believe in them. I'm a firm believer that you make your fucking bed and you lie in it. The idea that anybody can say, yeah, I defaulted on all of my payments and scammed all of these companies and never gave them any of the money. Yeah, everything's going great now, you guys. After I defaulted, everything's actually really cool. I find that detestable, insulting, and revolting. Legitimately.
Have bounced back.
It's embarrassing. He should feel ashamed.
My attention. You heard what Ava Cowboy fan just said? Can I pay you $20 to react to a video? What? Before, like, that would be the rarity to have anyone want to do that. Now people are just asking to give me money to do stuff. It's like, do you not see how things have changed?
And how is people asking him to react to a video for $20 a rarity? He had an entire show dedicated to that exact concept at that exact price point. $20 guaranteed your video got watched. $5 got you in the pool of to be pulled from. This is exactly the same situation as years ago when he was doing DSP reacts, but now we're flaunting it around like this is the biggest W there's ever been. How?
When people say absolutely insane stuff like, you got felted. Do you even know what felted means? Felted means you're broke. Felted means you're at the casino, you gambled it all, and you lost. You lost at the casino. So you're broke, and everything went wrong. All you can see is the felt of the table because all your money's been taken away from you. It's literally been the
nice
opposite
explanation.
Since the whole last year, the arc of the casino. Things are better for me. I have more viewers. I have more people who like me. I have more people coming by and supporting me.
Does he have more viewers? I don't know that that's the case. 200, high 200, 300 people for a day stream is about normal. I would say that 230 for the night stream as we have here is a little bit of an exception. But it's exactly that, an exception for American Truck Simulator for some reason. Most night streams don't have over 200 people, and that is normal. That is exactly where he's been for quite a while now.
Now a partner on Kick making bank over there, and all my streams are getting more attention, more support. It's great. Their cope is, oh, you're getting less views. No, I'm not. I'm getting split views because now I co-stream. I'm getting more views overall, but it's split between YouTube and Kick together, so it's not as many on each on-demand video, but I'm still getting the same views or more, and I'm getting way more support and attention, positive attention.
Is he? Because he just stated yesterday that the Kick partnership program pay per hour for the amount of viewers he has is a pittance and is lower than minimum wage anywhere in the world, which is kind of a crazy thing to say given how certain currencies are valued at almost fucking nothing. So I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but he said it, not me. And he's gone on all fucking week to talk about how low Kick support is and how nobody is supporting over there. So are we really raking in so much fucking cash from Kick that we're way up? He knows everybody over there is LARPing, and if they're not supporting and he's not being paid per hour, what good are those views? What does that mean to him? It doesn't indicate success.
So what are you talking about? They're just, these people are nuts. It literally went exactly how I wanted. I got everything I wanted out of that situation, 1,000,000%.
I got everything I wanted out of that situation, 1,000,000%. No doubt about it. That situation played out how DSP wanted it to. Now, just let that, ruminate on that. Think about all of the aspects that went into that whole arc, and just understand that every single aspect was very clearly planned out with loads of forethought by the guy, and went as expected. What does that say about his fucking plan?
I'd only wasted maybe 6-8 months of my time, right?
It's all over now.
I only wasted 6 to 8 months of my time, exactly as planned.
Now I have a new audience who watches me every night and has a good time with me, supports all my content. I'm now a co-streamer rather than just fledgling on YouTube.
He could have co-streamed at any point. Literally, it took no effort whatsoever. It didn't take any sort of special contact behind the scenes. He could have just made an account and co-streamed, or multi-streamed as it's actually called. I hate co-streaming as a term, but it could have multi-streamed whenever, however long he wanted, ages ago for no cost whatsoever. Completely irrelevant to the point we're making.
I get paid hourly for my streaming on Kick. I get support from Kick. I get support from YouTube. Like, what on earth is anyone talking about when they say this? Again, it's the ultimate cope because I'm actually doing so much better. People want me to play every game. People want me to be reacting to content. They want me to be doing all of this. That's great. It used to be, it's hard to figure out what to do because no one, I have all this time now. It's the dead summer. The dead summer, this has been nothing but the opposite of a dead summer. I've been so busy with everything that I want to do and you guys want to see me do. It's been amazing.
But again, that has nothing to do with how successful and how many people are watching him and all of the money that he's making. It has everything to do with the fact that he changed video game platforms. He decided to actually get a PC and is now capable of doing a bunch of things that other streamers have been doing for ages. Has nothing to do with the Kino bump, has nothing to do with his King Snake plan and duping all of these fucking idiots or even multi-streaming. None of that is relevant to the fact that he just changed platforms and now has a wider variety of games to play, that he can now very or much more conveniently react to, you know, new trailers or whatever. All of that is completely detached from his original point.
So thank you for that. Again, you have to understand, I came out of a position that was so bad that I was literally living stream to stream. If I didn't have a good stream, I was like, how am I going to buy my freaking groceries this week? How am I going to pay my bills? Now I'm good. I'm actually in a great position. I got some money in the bank. I'm getting to the point where now things should, in the next couple of years, start to recover financially for me when it comes to like my credit score and stuff like that. If the economy turns, I can refinance my house. I have money to buy.
We're still trying to refinance our fucking house. That is legitimately still his plan. He has a multi-year window, I guess, where he's going to try and turn his finances around, prey on a good economy, and then refinance his house. But he's telling you that right now he's very financially much better off, and the situation is leagues better than it was. But we're still preying on a good economy and refinancing the house over the course of a couple of years.
Every game that I want. I can buy any console that I want, any peripheral that I want. I'm good. And it's thanks to you guys. I want you.
And that's obviously the best indicator of success. I can buy any peripheral I want, you fucking idiots. An arcade stick, I can afford that. Therefore, I'm financially well off, and there's nothing you can say about it.
To understand that. I'm serious.
What
right?
the
I'm
fuck?
serious that I'm so happy where I am. I never wanted to be Mr. Popular, giant billionaire, millionaire. That's not what I'm aspiring to be. I'm just aspiring to do what I love for a living and make a good living doing it, and to be kind of safe where I am. And right now I've hit that point. So
he never intended on being Mr. Popular, billionaire, millionaire, or whatever, but he was absolutely gaming the system on YouTube to the fucking most degree possible by spamming uploads to get the maximum amount of views and the maximum amount of money. So what was that for then? You just felt like being a scummy piece of shit then? You had no real goal in that? You just felt it in your heart to be as obnoxious of a content creator as possible? That doesn't, look good on your character. You might want to run that one back.
these idiots saying toxic shit like, oh, you got felted. Are you retarded?
Yes,
I am
yes,
so much
I
better off
am.
right now than I was back then. You're like, what on earth are you talking about? 100%. This last year has gone super well. Exactly what I was hoping for. The only way it could have gone better is if I hadn't been on that last appearance on the UFO show or whatever the fuck it was. Truth Seekers. If that hadn't happened, that would have been actually the absolute perfect heist. But outside of that,
The perfect heist. Holy shit, this guy thinks he's like a fucking part of Ocean's 11 or something.
everything's been great. Okay. If a Cowboy fan is wondering what I think about the whole React idea for a podcast once in a while, here the thing is,
We're back to the React idea, by the way. I love that we've went back to that. Very, very important.
thing that would make it, let me put it this way. The thing that would make it not as easy is because when I was doing it on DSP React, it was a membership. Become the higher tier member, place your post into a thread, and there's a way to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't be able to do that on DSP Gaming because I don't know how often I'd be able to do it. We'd have to figure out, like, maybe it's one podcast a week or every other week.
Right. If he did one podcast a week where he was doing a React, why wouldn't he just do it on DSP Reacts the way that he already did it? This is so fucking stupid. Like, there's clearly an obvious answer if he wants to do this. That is already set up and predetermined as it has already been, but we're like trying to come up with a new plan here.
Man, it would just be tough.
It would be tough.
It would be more challenging to do it that way. And like, let's say for example, we do it super chats instead of memberships. Well, that's great, but then how do you post up your video? There's no special thread to post up if you did a super chat. It would be challenging. I'm not saying it's not doable. I'm just saying it would take a lot of planning and work.
Of course it's doable. It's already happened before. There's already a fucking layout for this. We've already built the structure. And if he doesn't want to do it on DSP Reacts, he doesn't want to do it on a different channel and get a different link and this, that, and the other. Not a different link. He doesn't want to do it. he doesn't want to do like the fucking separate thread or whatever the case may be, then he should have never have created DSP Reacts as a channel. He should have done all of that content on his main channel and just, you know, continued making content like every other streamer does. He didn't need a new channel for this.
If there's more demand for it, like if people come and say, hey, I'm actually interested in this reacting idea. If you do 2 podcasts a month where the entire show is you reacting to clips, would you do it? I mean, then I would maybe consider it. But to be honest, there's 2 people who are interested in reacting. You, Ava Cowboy Fan, and Slayer. That's about it.
Well, of course. We didn't even
Everyone
have to
else,
ask Slayer. We already knew about him.
React to something, and maybe I'll just throw it on the podcast willy-nilly. Like tomorrow, I'm going to react to this Battlefield 6 trailer. So that's great, but it's not often that people are asking me to react to stuff.
At the end of that. That is the end of that. Okay. So I will actually show you the clip from yesterday of him being salty at Street Fighter. I know. I spoil you so much. You're all very grateful for all of the cool content that I provide, of course. And I go above and beyond every time. So here is the final clip of today's stream. Raw, straight from the internet, live streamed to you. The very cool, very meaningful, salty Street Fighter, or it's not Street Fighter, it's Capcom versus SNK, I think.
Let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort.
Third Eye the Third is asking, am I familiar with video submissions through Streamlabs where the amount of money determines how many seconds of the linked video plays? If he knew about it, he would try. I didn't even know that was a feature. But absolutely, please never tell DSP that is a mechanic that exists. I don't think he's allowed to use Streamlabs anyway. Last I recalled, he's not allowed to. So that's kind of out of the picture. But please never let him get his hands on that, because that's awful. We really would do that. We'd be watching some of the worst content there's ever been.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. Roll throw. Roll throw, then roll, mash, punch, and lag. These fucking people who play online suck. Literally roll throw, roll, mash. Unreal. That's totally what I did. How did the game know? Dude, he just keeps rolling and pressing buttons. I can't stop because of the lag.
He just keeps pressing buttons.
Every fucking time, even though I should be able to punish it, the lag is so bad. So he's another lag abusing scrub. These people are fucking terrible players.
It's always the lag.
Yes, random fucking super. It's so bad. He's a terrible player. He is a terrible fucking...
So he cries about random fucking super. Oh, random fucking super. What am I supposed to do, right?
Yes, random fucking super.
But he literally does a wake up super. Is that not worse? Like, let's be honest here. When it comes to fighting games, is that not more obnoxious? Is the wake up super?
It's so bad. He's a terrible player. He is a terrible fucking button mashing, roll throwing, roll mashing scrub. In fucking lag. You fucking suck, dude. I can't do nothing because of the lag. It's not garbage.
I can't do nothing.
Another roll super that I can't avoid in lag.
Yeah, this dude's doing fucking
The guy is a
straights.
complete fucking scrub. Roll mash, roll throw, roll mash. You suck, dude.
But you're still falling
Yes.
for it. You're still
Play
dog shit
online
or
with the
not.
worst connection possible and roll and mash buttons like a fucking idiot. And this is a grandmaster. Yeah, you're a grandmaster of fucking sucking shit. You roll mash and lag. Are you kidding?
Where can I go to get the title of Grandmaster of Sucking Shit? Who hands that one out?
Me? Fuck this guy. All right,
There a
to hell
belt
with
that
this guy,
comes
I'm just
along
gonna
with
beat him
that?
now. I'm just gonna fucking beat him now. Grandmaster, roll masher.
What's a
Fuck
wake
this
up
idiot.
super? Wake up super is when you get downed by a string or a combo, and then as your character stands up, the very first thing that you do as fast as you possibly can is do the super, because you think that they're gonna follow up with more attacks because they're already beating your shit in. It works out a lot, but it's seen from like 100 miles away sometimes. So
You knew it. First game, guy whose connection lags, roll mashes buttons. Jesus, dude. Alright, fuck this. Let's see.
Fuck this. Let me keep playing.
Here we go. You want to fucking play? We can fucking play. No mercy for the fucking scrubs. I've had enough. Let's go. Shooter, get off the pot. Hurry up.
Says the guy who waffles on for hours at a time saying nothing during the stream.
I'm frozen. When he rolls, I literally can't do anything. The game just locks up. Dude, are you kidding? He threw me through my attack. Oh, look at this nonsense. Yo, this guy is awful. Roll, throw again. I can't do nothing because his connection's awful. Again. He rolls.
Nothing I could do.
The game stops responding during his roll, so he can mash or throw, and it's just a free hit every time. What a terrible fucking player. Grandmaster scrub. What?
He has a cope for every single tactic, dude. Random wake up super. This guy just did it the fucking previous game. Did he not? Against the exact same guy? But now it's a problem when he does it.
Random wake up super like the scrub you are. What the
It's
fuck?
clear that why everyone hated him in the FGC. Of course. Imagine having to stand next to this fucking dipshit. Come on, man.
He literally gets away with a million fucking scrub moves. I've mastered the lag, bro. You fucking idiot. Terrible people. Mash button, random fucking full screen special move, hope for the best. Amazing player.
Well, okay, in this instance though, like look at the health bars. Why wouldn't he? What is the downside of mashing something out full screen or whatever as like a, you know, fuck it throwaway? He's got so much more health than he did. You could have done anything and it would have been fucking funny. Also, not full screen at all.
Button, random fucking full
Actually,
screen
not a
special
full
move, hope for the
screen
best.
since I ran it back.
Amazing player. Again, every time he does it, I can't react. Look at that, I couldn't move again.
You couldn't do it. He couldn't move because he's in the middle of a fucking
every time
combo
he
and
moves.
not and connecting to a block. Why is he confused about games that he claims to be an expert in?
There's no reaction. It won't come out. Unreal. Literally, he rolls and it freezes the game and he gets free hits every time he rolls and mashes. It's unreal. Every fucking time.
Go for broke.
I couldn't do anything. It froze my game. Look, he did it again. No Blanca Ball combo. Oh, no super. Dude, are you kidding me?
You kidding me?
4-8
Huh?
combo drops the Blanca Ball. Dude, I do level 2 super. Nothing. Twice. Fuck this guy. This guy is a piece of fucking human feces. Seriously, Baki 609, you are actual human feces. You're a terrible player. You literally abused the lag, and that's how you got to Grandmaster. By rolling and mashing buttons with your shitty fucking internet connection. You don't even understand the game. You're not even doing hit strings. You're mashing in lag. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Okay, I'm not a fighting game expert, never gonna claim to be. What's the difference between just mashing out moves and doing a hit string? If they connect all the same and you still win the match, what's the difference? It just sounds like cope to me. Big guy saying he's smashing but not doing a hit string. Well, that's exactly my question. That's exactly what I'm asking right now. What is the difference? Because they sound one and the same to me.
Learn the fucking game and come back and play it. Don't play like a fucking bitch online, rolling and mashing buttons because the connection sucks. You're a fucking grade A fucking loser. Jesus, dude. Like, I can't believe these are the players who are at Grandmaster in this game. Literally, every time he hits me, roll mash, roll throw, roll mash, roll throw. What the fuck is your problem? Like, do you have a mental deficiency? Does your mom wipe your ass for you? Do you have Velcro shoes? Probably. Because if that's
Bro, what's wrong with Velcro shoes? Not that I'm a Velcro shoe enjoyer, but like, seems like a very odd call out. Velcro shoe enjoyers catching strays from the guy.
how you play a fucking fighting game, that's probably the lifestyle you live.
Also, yeah, Jade probably does have fucking Velcro shoes on. You're right. Damn. Damn.
Unreal. That was super. You can even see me doing it. Couldn't do anything. I froze. I jumped and pressed the button. It dropped the input. I landed. I pressed the button. It dropped the input a second time.
Look at how close the health bars are, though. How, like, I understand the heatedness of the heat of battle, or whatever you would call it when you're playing online, and it's a 1v1 scenario or whatever, and you're this close. I can understand being a little heated about it, but to cope the way that he is and say this guy doesn't know how to play, there's nothing I could do, brother. You almost won. That's about as fair a fight as you were gonna get.
He presses a button. He hits me. What the fuck? He's gonna rage quit? Good. Rage quit, bitch. Fucking quit. Quit like the bitch you are. You fucking suck. Give up.
Quit like the bitch you are.
You're not gonna win.
Very robust.
You're not gonna win. Bitch. You suck. You're a fucking shitty scrub grandmaster who mashes in lag. Eat my ass. Grandmaster, my fucking dick. You're a grand scrub. Grandmaster of the scrubs.
Wow. Very, very cool. Definitely got him. Totally original insult. He'll never recover. Grandmaster of the scrubs. Nobody's ever said that before.
Sure not to rematch like the bitch you are, because I just proved how bad of a player you are, and you can only win in lag. Fuck these non-stop scrub lag-abusing bitches at Grandmaster in this game. You're all pathetic losers in the game and losers in life. You're both. You see that? I spank his fucking ass, not letting him abuse the lag, and he rage quits because he's a cowardly bitch. Wow. What a...
Did he not just 2-1 that guy? That's best of 3, is it not? Why would he continue to play DSP all night?
Pussy. What a fucking pussy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, he is butthurt. Like, this is the cool, chill style, fun, interactive stream that you can expect from the guy when he plays fighting games. Just nothing but seething in salt. Just angry as shit about everything under the sun because he's not winning. And that's all it is. It's just because he's not winning. If he were winning, the game would be perfect and there would be no problems. And anybody complaining about lag or mashing or whatever would be objectively wrong and fucking idiotic in DSP's brain, as long as he's the one who's winning.
All right, same guy. Gee, should I rematch him? Should I rematch the pussy? He accepted. Oh, really? You're sure about that? Because now I'm going to beat you and take all these fucking points from you. You better rage quit. You better rage quit, boy. I'm going to spank you.
You better rage quit, boy. I don't know why we brought out the boy.
I did level 3 super. They should have hit him right there. Doesn't come out, he gets free combo and I die. Fuck you, scrub. Couldn't block. Are you kidding? So he just starts mashing. I do cannon spike. Drops my cannon spike. He mashes, gets a free combo and lag. You suck.
The juxtaposition of you better rage quit, boy, and followed by 2 immediate fucking loss screens with nothing but cope it's so funny. It really is like it's peak the guy.
Are you kidding? He froze. He roll supered again and it froze. You see? I had him. He rolled. I pressed short. It was over.
A pixel of health. Look at that. A pixel.
Over and it dropped my input because he rolled. It froze the game. This guy is a cock-sucking loser. He literally only hits me with roll mash. He did it again. He literally did it again. You are a terrible fucking player and a terrible fucking human. Really, you are. You're an awful person and an awful player. You don't even understand how to play. You abuse the lag 100%.
You're a terrible human because you play a fighting game the way that DSP doesn't agree. Which, by the way, saying that he abuses the lag, he takes advantage of the lag. What if that's the only option he has for internet, bro? What do you want him to do? He's not allowed to play the games that he enjoys because his internet is subpar based off of the geolocation of which that he resides on this planet? What is the expectation? That everybody online is required to have single-digit ping or they're not allowed to play anymore? I just don't know how you can have that expectation of other people, legitimately, and think that you're in the right for that opinion. That's wild. Utterly disgusting.
What a fucking worthless piece of shit. Again, nothing I can do. He rolled, you know, it froze. When he rolls, every time he rolls, the game freezes. It drops whatever input I'm doing, and he gets a mashed move every time.
A guy with long hair asking the good questions. If it's lagging, then why is Phil choosing to rematch him? Great question. It's almost like he's got something to prove, even though he's not willing to admit it.
Yes, he's a terrible human because anyone who has a fucking lick of respect for a fighting game or their opponent wouldn't just abuse online netcode like that, knowing that the game lags like it does. First of all, he knows he has a terrible internet connection, and he...
How does he know that? What is he supposed to do about that? Maybe it doesn't look like that on his screen. Maybe he isn't experiencing the game that you are because he's the one experiencing the lag, and he thinks that this isn't just in how the game plays. Like, whatever.
Whatever. To make sure he gets the free hit. I would be sure.
Yeah, also doesn't respect fighting games or their opponents is like fucking crazy. Absolutely asinine when it comes to online competitive video games. It's like complaining that people are using certain weapons in Call of Duty. It's just the way that it is, man. You can't make everybody, you know, use the weapons you want to use or only do the combos you want to do or whatever. That's just not how video games work, and it never has been.
To know that he knows that his connection sucks shit, and it's the only reason he even wins matches is the rolling and mashing. It's fucking pathetic. The guy is absolute ass. Notice whenever it's not lagging and he's not roll mashing, I hit him every time, I get combo, then all of a sudden, game freezes, I get fucked, roll, immediately he gets jabs or throw, and I can't do anything about it. You also notice it's never broken a throw. Every time he rolled throws, I'm pressing buttons, why isn't it breaking the throw? Next location. Whoa, you see that? It froze when I went to punish. The game froze when I went to punish, and he got away with mashing like the fucking scrub he is. Dude, you are an awful fucking...
Stop rematching then. If you 1v1'd somebody on fucking Rust back in the day and they had dog shit connection and were literally teleporting around the map, you would just say, I'm not going to fucking 1v1 you again. No, I don't want a rematch. It's very clearly not a fair fight. This is a one-sided, test of skill here, and I'm not interested. But DSP keeps going back. It's almost like he knows that there's nothing actually to be done here other than, I guess, reclaim his ego.
Player and human. Really, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should delete this fucking game off your PlayStation. You should delete the fucking game, bitch. See? See this bitch? Right. Get the fuck out of here. Sit the fuck down.
Bro took out one character and is flexing.
Nope, I didn't do that. I did dive kick. I don't get it.
I didn't do that. Aw, the game lied.
In the matchup. Then he's waiting for the lag spike. He's waiting for the lag spike to get a cheap hit in. What? Okay. Okay, can't do anything. Oh, no, it's blocked.
Tygo saying, while also using one of the most meta team comps, by the way. Is that true? Is DSP using a meta team comp? I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't.
I didn't up ball. It gave me that. I can't even move.
I can't even move it. Dude, it's lagging so bad.
He literally got away with lag abuse a million times in the corner. I did anti-air level 3 super. It comes out and he gets to block, then punish, even though I did it with the right timing. He teleported to the ground. I do up ball, drops my up ball so I can't get him out of the air. Fuck you. This guy is a fucking dog shit player. No one should fucking play this piece of fucking human trash. You are a fucking piece of shit. You need to be wiped from this earth.
There we go.
What a scumbag. Really?
You need to be wiped from this earth because DSP doesn't like the way you play an old ass fucking like remaster of a fighting game. Just think about that. All of the shit that goes on in the world, all of the atrocities and just general degeneracy that's allowed to exist. And DSP's first order of business, wiping this fucking loser off of the earth because he didn't respect him in a fighting game. That's crazy. Crazy. You guys remember how angry he used to be before he met his wife? How he used to just rage out all of the time and just be bitter and angry? I remember that. It's a good thing that he's totally mellowed out now. But I think that is where we're going to end it off for today. We saw the greatest, threat the DSP had for this guy to wipe him off the face of the earth. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you all. Thank you so much for showing up to the Saturday morning stream. It is time for me to go to the hardware store. I think that I'm on for WPIG 1651 tomorrow. No idea what it is. It is the summer of ALT. I know he's on one. He's been feeling himself. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully you're all there for that. But if you're not, please enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe.